Peter King with NBC Sports here. Just have one thing to say. The tape never lies.
It never does.
The following show is for mature audiences only.
Watch the tape, and when you see the tape, you know the tape doesn't lie, and the tape doesn't lie.
I don't understand why people get so upset if you say that he's a top 3 linebacker in the NFL or a top 5 linebacker. It's like they get offended. I'm just saying they get offended if you say that. Yeah, because he's the best fucking linebacker. Quality. I'm telling you right now, he's the best linebacker in the NFL. I don't happen to think that he is the best. I mean, we had a huge debate on when these guys came out with him and Tremaine Edmonds. I had them ranked very close in the draft. I did have Roquan ranked over him, but it's the nature of the position, and it's a position that in the NFL, it's largely, I don't want to say dismissed, but it's a lot of teams don't look at it that it's a vital cog in building a franchise.
Shane calls him.
Yeah, he seems like a stud. Yeah, I mean, I talked to him, and Cairo and Scales had nothing but good things to say about him. So having the new guy there, and hearing them talk, they seem very positive. You know, not that they're going to say anything negative because that's where they play, but on a positive side, I think the guys really do have a positive head on their shoulders with having the new changes. And there's always going to be adjustments, you know, when you have a new management or new coach or whatever. There's always going to be adjustments. But I think it was you said, Shane, that the culture, you know, in the locker room or in the background where the players are at, I think that this year is going to be a lot healthier. And then with that being said, I think there'll be a handful of more games won that should have won last year. You have to understand, man, it's 300 acres.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Soldier Field now, I mean, you guys been to Soldier Field. I mean, it's a pain in the ass to get there. To leave, you can't, I mean, you got to walk 2 miles to get to your car. Here at Arlington, the entire surrounding would be parking. So they're leaving a lot of money on the table. The concession, the parking, all of the above. So now people at Arlington, and they're making millions of dollars more, and on top of bringing in, you know, 53,000 fans. You know, with the fans alone, we're adding 40,000 extra fans. I mean, come on, man, that's huge.
No, that's a great point. You can't. What was he, the number 9 overall pick in the draft?
Yeah,
back in 2018. Yeah, you can't. I mean, there's a lot of guys who, you know, have been in the league for a while who were first-round picks or whatever. I can understand, but yeah, no, this is still a guy who is exactly in the prime of his career.
Just turned 25.
Just turned 25. Yeah. And, you know, last year what Roquan Smith added to his already excellent game was he was hitting harder last year. You know, he was not just wrapping up, but making guys feel it. Like it was like that extra step up. So I guess what I have to keep in mind and remember is that although we're talking so much business, this is a terrific player. This is a guy who is going to be, you know, if he does get a long-term deal, you know, I don't know that he's anywhere near the front of the line, but all those classic linebackers he mentioned, he's probably going to have a place in there with the, you know, the middle tier, like the Lance Briggs tier of Bears linebackers in the past.
TTNL. What's the business, baby? It's your guy, Ron Rizzle, checking in, letting everybody know why I love the TTNL Network. First off, it's truth, 100% truth, no narratives, no bullshit scripts, no pretend it's this when it's really that. You gonna get that. And the tape, the breakdowns, the learning. I mean, I've been watching football a long time, man, and I learn something every time I watch X's with O's. So if you're not a patron, subscribe and all that. What else can I say about the network, man? They just 100. It's always that. The tape never lies. Don't forget it. Everybody needs to subscribe. And last but not least, the hip hop, man. Shout out CK, shout out DDP, and everybody on the panel. Fundamentally, the team reflects the coach, but Matt Nagy was an actor just doing the most. You held accountable, insurmountable, lost plays. It's 3 and out every other series on game days. I can't wait. Pressure come off the same way. We had a great week of practice, but couldn't translate. What good does it do to be you if you still lose? You simply refuse to acknowledge the real truth. The organization hesitated to make the move into Ryan Poles and the coach is Eberflus. Y'all holler at me, though, when you see me in the chat.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100.
Here we go.
Trading up 100.
Yes!
What?
Oh my
Here
God.
it is!
For good reporting.
The tape never lies.
All the people drop off, but we still keep rocking.
You'll never know how good your football team's going to be until you play with maximum effort.
Keeping it 100.
Open competition over the North and never give it back.
Smartest man.
My Chicago Bears select Justin Fields, quarterback, Ohio State.
Guess who's back? The two dudes that kept it real. Dynamic duo that you love, the smartest man at Dr. Phil. Break it down the film, never a problem, kick it straight. Most shows focus on stats, we focus on the tape. We keeping it 100, never running east to west. We coming with that truth, cause that's what our fans expect. Cut off the freaking anchor, forward to be free. But don't you worry, Shane's got the dumbest tweets. It ain't no secret, Phil and Shane got some haters. But now they're all stuck like the Jew and now and later. Debaters, frauds get kicked like Coach Tabor. Cuts had to be made, we added a barber moderator. Up and down, boys got you double checking. Sad sacks trolling like a fool drunk texting. Flexing on the truth cause you know they never change. Real, recognize real, that's what you get with Phil and Shane. What we do when we're breaking down the Bears. Fuck a play or a captain, all of the unchair. The tape never lies, the truth, you see. We laugh, we lie, so there's no babies like Maybelline. Straight to the truth with acumen and facts. We got a sad nerd, but he's not just giving nerd stats. Car crash, big impact like Trick Sat. Every Wednesday night you got the smartest man and Phil back. Now we know you're smiling like a fat kid with fun dip. We're back better than ever and we keeping it 100.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Justin Fields gets outside the pocket, puts that ball perfectly where only Mooney can get it. 1
Keeping it 100.
2 feet.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby. Keeping it 100.
Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Keeping it 100, baby.
Keep it 100.
Keeping it 100.
Tape never lies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yo! This is Claudio the Barber, and this is TTNL's Keeping It 100, the best Bears show on the planet, bar none. It is our 100th episode. Can you fucking believe it? So, of course, we got a great show for you tonight, jam-packed. First up, from NBC Sports, the one and only David Kaplan will be on this show. And then, for the first time, our second Bachelorette contestant, popping his Keeping It 100 cherry, Clay Harbor, will be on. But let's just get to it. Let's bring on the boys. Shane, the smartest.
I got it
man,
up.
Marshall. Stop clicking it. I'll click it. There we go. Click him in. Where is he? There he is.
There I am. There I go. Here I am.
And
dude, if somebody touches a fucking button,
shit.
Don't touch the fucking button, Bratcher. I'm producing the open, you fuck.
All right. What's up, boys? 100 shows. Congrats.
I had the perfect
Hey,
flow,
you know what you gotta say? It's
like
episode
Ron Rizzo.
100. Episode 100. Fuck you, Phil. Fuck you, Shane. No, fuck you. We're here. We ain't going anywhere. Fucking
Keep
deal
the
with it.
swears to a minimum, guys.
Go fucking
Some people
cry
don't like
about it.
swears.
Bring your shit. We're here and we're fucking winning. Detroit style. That's right.
Shoes are selling everywhere. Oh my God. The 100th episode. Ronnie Rizzle. I was so proud to be able to drop the beat onto Ronnie Rizzle because he's doing that a cappella.
That was
so
great.
Ron deserves some props because he was perfectly on time. And that's what TTNL and Shane doing it right out the gate. 100th, keeping it 100th.
Fuck them all.
I
200 if we're lucky, right? Subs. It's funny. Anyway.
I am so proud of this.
Are we going to
network.
overlook that Claude finally hit the fucking post?
On the 100th episode, he
finally realized you're telling me on the bottom to go, and now I can do it.
Only took 100 episodes for him to look down and be like, I'm going
but
to go.
I didn't quit. I didn't quit.
100 takes, Shane. Now he's doing it. Finally,
dude.
Finally, Claude.
Amazing. 100 episode. You guys should be proud.
And that's not just 100 episodes of TTNL content. That's just 100 episodes of this show.
I was explaining that to Tate because he's like, Daddy, I feel like there's a lot more shows that you've done. I go, more than 100?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. I go, yeah, because there's Bears Hour Live, X's with the O's. We got all of these pop-up shows, patron shows. So the 100th, though, keeping it 100th tonight. Keeping it 100 tonight. We got a lot of Bears stuff to talk about, but a lot, honestly, before the season kicks off to celebrate here, like Shane said. There was and this is about truth, so there's been a lot of haters and imitators, pretenders, stealers. And that's what, as Ronnie did a great job understanding, this show is about the Bears and family. We protect family. I hope you do. And then sometimes we can't choose our family. So some family members got to get going. But the reality of this is the doubters, as the lyric I wrote said, they're chewing now and laters now. Yeah, their mouths stuck because they're chewing now and laters. That's it. We're going to be there. Always trying to do something. And I can't thank the fans enough. We asked you, what do you love about the Tape Never Lies Network? And unbelievable amount of people sent in their own personal videos. But I got to cut it off now. You're too late. Don't send any more. We have so many. Ron G, Shane, is overwhelmed with having to put this together. So
someone getting murdered. He was all fired up. I'm like,
fired up with Claudio.
I'm glad I'm not in this one. Yeah, Claude's screwed.
Claudio and Brad, whoever the hell. It wasn't even Bratcher. We can't even blame Bratcher. He's not even. It's Claudio Jackal involved here. Ron is on the case. But yes, the 100. Smash the like button for 100. The 100th. Even if you're a hater, please smash the like button and we move forward fully and truthfully. All through the night, like I said, we got David Kaplan and we got Clay Harbor, but we also have some surprise guests and some messages all through the night and some prizes, Claudio, on the 100th episode to give away. Swag. We're gonna give away some TTNL
Giving away an
swag
Alan
tonight.
Bratcher ankle bracelet later in the show. It's gonna be fucking great.
We'll kick it off with one of our favorite guests who sent in a message to the entire TTNL family.
I would like to take a moment right now to wish a very happy 100th episode to the Keepin' It 100 crew, Chicago Bears podcast of all time. And I say that with all humility because, you know, the Sick podcast, not bad. But the Keepin' It 100 guys, that's where it's at.
He's the best. Adam Rank sending in some
Not
love.
even going to complain that he couldn't turn his phone horizontally, but you know, it's all good. We still love him.
We still love him. Check him out on the Sick podcast. Despite what you fucking heard.
Right. Claude,
We always promote everybody.
Put that
Shane, right?
card up and show everybody because our dude is in the green room. He can see it. See what he thinks of that hair up there. Look at that hair up there.
Let me get a chance at that hair. I'll line that shit up.
I tell you,
that's
what
not
only a hair draft pick. It wasn't talent. It was those golden locks.
In case you don't know. Look at that.
In case you don't know.
Should have played without a helmet with all that hair.
This guy had helmet before a hair.
Chris, you gotta sign this when I see it.
Listen, let's bring him out on the 100th episode's first surprise guest of the night. He said, fucking send me a link. I got something to say.
Bears fans, when you think of toughness and blue collar, you should think of our next guest, an alumnus of Chicago Vocational High School. This guy headed to South Bend with a scholarship in hand to suit up for the Fighting Irish, where he became a champion. After college, he didn't have to move very far as his hometown Chicago Bears made him the 49th overall pick in the 1991 NFL Draft. Bears fans, TTNL fans, get out your seats and give it up for former Chicago Bears defensive lineman, he's Chris Zorich.
One of my favorite intros right there. There he is. No hair.
What did he say to Jim McMahon on that sack?
What's that?
That intro started it all.
It did.
I know. I can barely hear you. You're so light.
Right?
Yeah, whoever wrote that was fucking amazing. But, you know.
Yeah, Shane writes all of the intros, and then I produce them, and that's how we do it. We kind of split
Hand him
the
over
work
to the
and-
voice, Lawrence Fleming.
Lawrence Fleming.
Congratulations, y'all. 100. God
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah,
know,
I
bro.
can't believe it.
We're here tonight as the season is almost on the cusp, Chris. We're on the cusp of both seasons. You're a lucky man because you love college football and you love
And the Bears.
and the Bears. You're going to be out there signing autographs at some point, right? Yeah, the Bears.
Yes, I'm not sure when, but yes, it'll be soon. Hopefully, it'll be against Detroit.
There
Right.
you go.
Well,
Claude's
you're gonna
got
be
something for you
doing-
to sign right across the belly
Yes.
on that.
Wait,
It's upside down.
Why hold him upside down?
First of
There
all,
he
that
is.
hair,
I said,
man.
do you remember
Yeah.
this rookie card? You remember what it says on the back? It says you rarely make mistakes. That's what it
Wow. Talk
That's
to his
not
wife
what-
about
That's
that.
not what Dave Wanstead said.
says. Like, unscripted. I just lofted it up to him. Look at that.
That's the reason why he cut me.
We're gonna need $6
Hey,
for
I had
lunch,
hair
Chris.
back then. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
That's a
you
lot of
did.
hair there.
You
Hey,
had
wanna see it?
you had more waves than Misquamic hit there. Look at it.
Dude, you got the blue steel look going.
It does. You look
Y'all
like you could have.
remember
Is that 6'1" correct, Chris? Is that
Hey,
six?
be nice. Be nice.
I'm being nice. I'm being nice.
I had platforms.
Platforms. I might get those sneakers that give you the little extra 2 inches. Have you seen them? Exactly. I might purchase them.
Well, and it doesn't help when you're at the combine. So everybody gave me shit because like all these D linemen are like fucking 6'5", you know. I mean, just huge, right?
Yeah.
And here my short ass comes, right? And then of course Z, I'm the last one, so everybody's kind of looking at me. And when they measure you, they have you stand up by the ruler thing. Then they actually press your neck.
Yeah, straighten you out
forward a little bit. And I went from like 6 something to like 5'11", and dude, everybody died laughing, man. Everybody was hilarious.
Well, you are a treasure, and even though we break balls, there is not what you see is what you get with Chris Zorich, just a seriously compassionate human being, has so much empathy and compassion for the fans. And I think he understands the frustration of the fans too and sympathizes with it. So I think if you're going to be out there with TTNL when we come to Detroit, I know Chris will be there and just generous with his time and pictures, because you got a lot of fans and you're just a class human being. And I'm so proud to have you here on the network with us. And that's another reason why we wanted you to come out on the show tonight. I know you wanted to give us a shout out, but we also wanted to shout out the show, the Super 16. I don't know if his voice can handle it, so I'll do it. Show tonight. Well, Chris has been yelling. Go ahead.
Before we get into that, the idea, and I've always said this, I mean, I feel like I'm living the dream of every Bear fan out there, right? Grew up in Chicago. There you go. See, living the dream.
See that?
Had a chance.
It was all a dream.
As a fan to kind of watch the Bears. Never went to a game or anything, but you know, grew up, went to Dick Butkus' high school. Yeah. Like Chicago Bear tradition was all around me, and having the chance to actually get drafted by them and play for them. I mean, like literally everybody watching, everybody that's tuned in to TTNL has to understand that, like, I played like y'all would play, right?
Yeah,
because
exactly.
The idea that y'all love the Bears so much and I love the Bears so much, and just being out there was just a joy, right? I had a chance to play with Mike Ditka for 2 years. You kidding me? I mean, are you
crazy?
Fucking kidding me? I mean, that guy is a legend, and he drafted me, right? So literally, I just wanted to say that I lived the life of every fan out there. So I mean, that's really what I kind of brought. I mean, yeah, I wasn't the biggest or strongest, but I gave you 100% every time.
Right. Chris, I know we talked to you earlier about this, but maybe for the fan that's listening to it for the first time, take us back to draft day when it was actually finalized. You get that call and Chris Zorich is a Chicago Bear, the emotions, like, holy shit. I think about it and it literally makes me nervous and get the butterflies thinking about it just for your experience with it. I can't even imagine. I know how I get just watching it on TV, and I don't know any of these guys other than breaking down tape, but I think about you and your situation, like you said. But take us back to draft day when that phone call came in. Tell us about the emotion.
So I had a chance to talk to a couple teams beforehand, like a couple weeks beforehand, and we even back then they had like a Notre Dame Pro Day or whatever. So having the chance to kind of talk to all these teams, I mean, you really have no idea. And then you got to talk about like who's looking for, you know, a 5'11" nose guard, right? I mean,
6'1", 6'1".
Not very many teams are looking for a guy like that, right? What did it say on there?
6'1",
right? See, there you go. Damn it, 6'1".
6'1",
266,
right?
266.
Oh,
bro.
266. Wow, there you go. See,
nice.
We've had the height and the weight, which is
nice.
Perfect, you know? So I really had no idea, but I made a comment, and it kind of made national news because it was around the draft day. And I said, wow, if I had a chance to get drafted by the Bears, I would pay them to play.
Yeah.
Well, my agent was like, what the fuck are you talking? You stupid motherfucker. But
Yeah.
that's how I felt, right? I mean, I was like, wow, if I had a chance. And then the first round goes by, and literally Mel Kiper mentioned like my name for like a half a second. He's like, well, you know, Mike Ditka loves Chris Zorich, and then switched to something else. And I was like, and I didn't get a phone call, and I was like, damn, well, you know, I'm never going to the Bears. Hopefully I get drafted at this point. And then at that time, the second round wasn't televised. So I got a phone call, and it was Mike Ditka, and he said, Chris, how would you like to be a Chicago Bear? I almost shit my pants, man. I mean, I was just like, wow. It was fucking crazy. And then I said, this is kind of bold, but he didn't remember this, but when I was in high school, there was a banquet my senior year, and he was the MC. And my mom and I got to the hotel early, and we're sitting in the lobby, and Mike Ditka walks in, and my mom was going nuts. She's like, oh my God, there's Mike Ditka, blah, blah, blah. She's like, I'm going to go over and say hi. I was like, no, you're not. So I'm grabbing her, right, to make sure she didn't go. She goes. And about 2 minutes later, she waves me over, and I'm like, oh my God, this is embarrassing. So my mom's talking to Mike Ditka, and she's like, hey, this is my son. He's going to be honored, blah, blah. She's bragging about me and shit. And Mike Dick was like, oh, yeah, ha, ha, ha. And somehow I worked up the nerve to say, Coach, if you can remember my name in 4 years, that would be great. Well, I mean, not that he would remember that, but I told him that story, and he was like, yeah, well, you're born to be a Chicago Bear. So for me, that was great.
That's amazing.
It's an amazing story, and it's true. I'm glad you put it in the way you put it. I'm you guys. I'm you, because that's exactly... In fact, you're beyond us. You were a 2-time All-American at Notre Dame. You busted your ass. The story of Rudy really doesn't even compare to your story because you actually went out there and fucking did the thing. You really did.
He'll kick your ass.
Hey, I think I could take him at this point.
I don't know, man. I don't know. He had that one play, you know?
But seriously.
And I love him, man. I love Rudy.
Yeah, bro, I still every time get emotional at that part in the movie when he. Some people don't. I don't know. I guess that's the measure of a human being. Do they get emotional at the moment?
Well, that Brian song, the original Brian.
Oh yeah,
the original. Yes. Well, I get emotional. Period.
Watching and shit, you know, there was an original one that was fucking awesome.
The part when the crowd starts chanting Rudy, right? There's one guy, and it's the fucking director of, I think it was him, the director of Iron Man and all Marvel movies. I think he's in that movie.
Oh, yeah, he is. Yeah, he's Rudy's best friend. John Favreau.
Favreau, if you watch the song, he's in harmony on the opposite note. So they're all going, Rudy, and it always bugged me. He's going, Rudy.
Yeah. He's going to school to be a lawyer. He was all fucked up from get-go. So
who knew? Then he went to Swingers and then he blew up.
Yeah.
Yes, Swingers.
Remember him in PCU? Remember PCU?
Yeah. PCU. That was a
classic. That was an awesome movie.
PCU.
The part for me in that movie is
he was in there. He was a stoner in that.
The part for me is with his dad, and then his buddy that he worked with. You know, when he gets the sack and stuff like that, and you see him clap, and he turns around and walks away. That gets me every single time. I lose it. I think about my dad and in a situation like that, and it's just that there's no more truer thing. Yeah, there's no more truer emotion or truer reaction than that. It's awesome to think about.
Well, and it's sports, right?
Yeah.
And everybody watching, everybody's playing, you know what I mean? Everybody down here, they played a sport at some point.
Yep.
And they had a chance to play a team sport. And knowing that maybe you weren't a starter in the beginning, but eventually maybe you got to be a starter, maybe you didn't. And so everybody knows the idea of what it takes to be successful. Mm-hmm. And when you have someone that has that success, that was holding the bags in practice, that never gave up, and then he has that moment, dude. I mean, how could you not? Like, I don't care if you're a tennis player, you're a lacrosse player, or you're a football player, basketball player. you watch that and people get emotional because they understand what it takes.
Damn right.
To be successful, and they understand how important it is to be a starter, right? And then so what a lot of people don't know is Ross Browner was like, hey man, go in for me. And he went in for Ross Browner. Like if Ross Browner's like, and Ross Browner was a god, right?
Right.
He was Manti Te'o before Manti Te'o was Manti Te'o, right? He won every fucking award possible. And here he is saying, hey man, go ahead. If not for Ross Browner, Rudy doesn't make that play.
It's amazing the story. On the 100th episode, you talk about the underdogs. It's right here. The TTNL life experience for us to be doubted and build this thing to the extent where you're a part of this network. You've seen it firsthand. In fact, you told the story, and it was very touching to my wife because, you know, I'm always the guy that gets his balls broken the most. Yeah, because she listened to what it is that you said. No.
Man, I didn't touch your wife.
You're such an asshole. When you spoke last time on our show, millions of miles away, it was touching to my wife. It was emotional to her.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said
okay, for
wife.
clarity.
Millions of miles.
I love all.
Tell him, Cherie.
But you were talking about how you stood back there and you were watching the fans embrace TTNL and the personalities, and you're a part of it, and I'm excited about that. And it's the football season is about to kick off, and Notre Dame's ranked number 5. Go ahead. What do you guys?
I didn't say the personality. I said you. I said, isn't this cool how all the fans all the fans. I mean, and it was cool because like I had been there, done that, and for me to be kind of a part of it in the beginning, right? I mean, I was still kind of new to it, and then to just kind of see these fans come out and break and dude, I was like, damn, you know, and that's what I was talking to my wife about. It was just like, man, this is great to kind of know Phil, but then really to kind of see him interacting with like a fan base. I thought that was really cool. So Phil, you're being very modest when you said the personalities. What he meant to say was me, motherfucker. Me.
Yeah. That's very
what I get painted
like,
as.
right, Claude?
Exactly. Despite what I get painted by these guys, I am very giving to but I am a stickler. Like I get pissed off and fired up if you fuck up the intro.
You think that's big? Wait till I get there this year, Chris.
I know.
Me and
Shane
my son,
finally.
Me and Riley will both be there this year.
People thought Shane was Manti Te'o's girlfriend for a while.
Have you guys seen? Speaking of that, have you seen Have you seen the Netflix doc yet?
I have not seen.
No,
I've heard it's I haven't watched it yet either, but I heard it's fun.
I just saw the first episode.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's great.
There's a fucking Netflix episode.
Yeah,
a doc,
it's got the dude that did the catfishing. Is
my god!
The documentary.
They said you'll have a whole different outlook on Manti Te'o for sure.
I'm interested.
What I had heard.
I thought Manti Te'o, when he came to the Bears, played really well. And
starting
then
linebacker in the fucking playoffs, bro.
He played his ass off in that game.
He did.
And then all of a sudden, Ryan Pace didn't want him anymore. It's like it didn't matter. Let's bring in fucking these fucking guys. Honestly, giving Te'o some props there. Watching that tape, he played angry, aggressive, and sound football in that game. But he's not even in the league anymore, it seems. But anyway, Chris Zorich, you're a part of the network. The TTNL Keepin It 100 episode on Keepin It 100. You also have your own show here on the network where we have a lot of fun Monday nights, except if the Bears are playing. And that's the Super 16 Poll Show with Chris Zorich. Now, Chris, this season.
Very nice. It's not my show, it's our show. Come on.
Our show, but you are the star of that show. I just invade.
He never shuts up, does he, Chris? You can
great shows. Well, that's why we have all these fucking
Like
listeners.
half an hour. But fucking Phil starts talking, it becomes like
That's right.
If I shut up, there's no show. I always tell people that on the side. So there you go.
Sorry, you are the star. My bad. You are the star. Sorry.
Like, we'll just change the subject and go into Stranger Things. And Chris,
real quick. Am I going to have to wait all show to see my Crimson Tide be announced at number 1, Chris? You want to break that now?
Actually, okay. So Super 16 poll show.
Yes.
We had a chance to talk about it a little bit. And the idea is that I was fortunate enough to be in the College Football Hall of Fame, and they take a handful of guys to assist with the Football Writers Association and come out each week with a 16 a poll. And we decided to get in. And honestly, again, Phil, this is you and Shane, because Shane, you were the mastermind behind this. I was like, hey, Phil, do you mind if I kind of talked about this opportunity I have? You're like, oh, yeah, cool. And then Shane's like, dude, why don't y'all do a show?
Fuck yeah.
And then it was born. Once again,
it was born.
Shane, you're the mastermind. You're like the puppet master, right?
He is the puppet master.
It's all up here.
You
knows how to.
Some
people fucking hate me, Chris, but you know what? It's because they ain't me. That's why. That's what I tell everybody.
There it is. Tell them to stay in a hotel in Detroit.
That's right. Whoa.
Someone put it up. I gotta get it up.
I say all that to say that, yeah, in my preseason poll, yes, Alabama was number 2.
Yeah.
Because.
Oh yeah, I get it.
Georgia spanked that ass, right? I mean,
that's right.
So for me,
they deserved it.
For me, Georgia's number 1 until somebody spanks that ass, right?
That's right.
Check this out. So right now, the AP has Notre Dame at number 5.
5.
Fuck. 5. I love me some Marcus Freeman. I'm his biggest fan.
Yep.
5, really?
Mm-hmm.
So I have them ranked like 8th or 9th or something like that. And why is that? Because they lost against Oklahoma State. And what did I do? Oklahoma State is above Notre Dame.
There you go. Chris Zorich doesn't play bias. He does not. He keeps it 100. That's the only reason why he's on this fucking network, because he's going to keep it 100 and talk the truth. We're going to be breaking down college football every Monday. Chris comes on, reveals his 16 team, his top 16 teams. He interacts with you. He always gives me that little 3 minutes of rant about the Bears to kick off the show. We never go bearless. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
DG, I'm impressed that you realize that. But yes, we actually did join the Bears the same year.
Yeah, Stonebreaker. We talked about
Michael
that,
Stonebreaker, the 9th round pick.
It's a great fucking name.
Oh my god, dude!
Almost as good as Blazer.
Fucking animal.
Chris Zorich talks about the time that he himself propelled them to actually get to the national championship. If it wasn't Stonebreaker, correct?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You remember? So he plays Michigan State. He's gonna kill me for this because he never likes talking about himself. But we're playing Michigan State, and literally he scored a touchdown, blasted this shit. I forgot who the running back was.
Was it Lorenzo White?
Damn, I'm not that old, man. What the fuck? He was like in the 60s.
No, he didn't. Damn. Lorenzo White, he was in your
old,
time.
Man. Damn.
He was in the 80s.
Wow. Yeah, like 80, 81, 1980. Come on.
No,
man.
Check that stat, Ivan. Lorenzo White.
Said, if not for Michael Stonebreaker, we would not have won an ass because he like literally single-handedly beat Michigan State by himself. So
I think it needs to be Shane, Stonebreaker, Marcel. That's it. That needs to be
there. You go.
Wow. Ask Michael if he can.
It's a great name.
Gotta get him on. Gotta get him on the show. Would he come on?
How do you get? Yeah, could he come on? Will you get him on?
He's just not that dude, huh?
He's not. It took me a while to get him on my podcast.
Yeah.
So
But this one's kind of loose. He can have a whiskey and whatever. He can have a cigar if he wants. Look at Zorich.
Chris, you got a Lou Holtz impersonation?
So the one that everybody kind of talks about is when right before we went out of the locker room when we were going to play Miami in Chicago, at Notre Dame in 1988.
Yes.
See? All right. So Lorenzo,
Hunter Crew always comes through.
Yeah, but he did his case. He was in college for 8 years. It's fine. Chris is right, and so are you.
Thank you, Shane. Thank you. So we have a. I mean, we're ranked. I think we're ranked 4. Miami's ranked number 1. They had won a national championship the previous year. This was going to be our opportunity to kind of show them that we aren't the pushovers that they were in the previous years. Because in 86, I think they beat Notre Dame like 59 to like 3 or some shit. It was crazy,
Holy
right?
shit.
So we're all fired up, and we've gotten a little skirmish during the pregame because they were used to coming to Notre Dame and just kind of,
owning
stepping
it,
all over us, talking shit. All of a sudden, all these young guys kind of talking shit back and fighting back. So it was kind of different for them. So then we got in the locker room after the fight and whatever. We're all fired up. And Holtz gives his speech, which was great. And then he ends it by saying, give me Jimmy Johnson. Wait, hold on. He said, you gave Jimmy Johnson's ass for me. We went nuts. First of all, Jimmy Johnson played college football. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
And he was a baller. I mean, he was a good player. And Lou Holtz played at I think Kent State or I don't know, just some and he was like 5th string DB or some shit. So the fact that Lou was gonna fucking go out there and kick Jimmy Johnson's ass, dude, we were fired up. So, make a long story short, we went out there and beat their ass. But that's my favorite Lou Holtz moment ever. And hold on, I got one more. So This is crazy. Same year, we're being lackadaisical. We're playing Air Force up there, and everybody's kind of excited, whatever. Lou Holtz was like, man, these guys need some motivation. They had D. Dallas, who was one of the best option quarterbacks to ever fucking play the game. He was an incredible player. He has since passed away. So the night before, we actually do a walkthrough because we get there, we do a walkthrough. Holtz wants to make sure we understand the air thing. What do you call that? The
altitude.
Yeah, the altitude, right? So hey, can you
smartest
get
man my ass
drills and stuff like that? And we go in the locker room, change whatever, we're fine. So for the game, no, I'm sorry. So then we go into the locker room, and the fucking locker room is pink. We're
pink?
Like, what? Whoa. Fuck story. So we leave, and we're there for 2 days.
Yes.
Right? First day we go in there, normal locker room. We go in there game day, fucking locker room is pink. We're like, what the fuck? So then, okay, hold on a second. Sorry. That honestly, side piece, that's my sister-in-law. So then, hey,
your sister-in-law is barking like that? I don't understand.
Come on, I'm writing on my story, man. Damn. So then, the idea that now we have a pink locker room, so we're like, what? This is bullshit. So then he's like, managers, during game, I want you to go out and get some black spray paint, because after we kick Air Force's ass, we're gonna paint this locker room black. Dude, we go nuts, right? We're all fired up. This is it. This is gonna be great. We're gonna kick their ass. We go out there, we beat the shit out of Air Force. Come back in the locker room. The managers got the spray paint. We're shaking the cans. We're like, yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. You know what? It's not the Notre Dame way. We can't do this. I honestly think that he actually had the managers paint the locker room pink.
Just to fire you up.
Yeah.
Just to fire us up.
He was a smart, brilliant coach to get you mentally challenged, to get you fired up, doing everything you possibly can.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Chris Zorich, Monday nights, TTNL.
Hold on, I got one more thing to pub, man. Come on now.
Go ahead.
So, check this out.
Yes.
You want to experience the Zorich experience?
Oh, yeah. Here he goes.
See, Phil and I have been talking about this. He's been excited. He's been as excited as I've been. But this is for the 6 Notre Dame home games.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
My wife and crew, we are offering an Airbnb opportunity with the Zorich experience. Oh, what does that mean? Hey, hello. Signed helmets.
I love all.
Wow. There you go.
That was all.
That was not me.
Signed poster.
Signed poster.
Everything.
You're going to be able to rent the Airbnb in Notre Dame, just by the field. How many? It's like a block down, right? A block down.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
If you want to know more information, you have to go to miniclovernd@gmail.com.
Check it out.
We'll put it in the details. Send it to me. We'll promote it. The Zorich experience.
Did they get a 2023 Poolin Weed Eater Bowl champs hat? Notre Dame champs hat? The Poolin Weed Eater Bowl?
Wow.
He's taking shots already. Taking shots at Notre Dame already.
The best part. When they come register, guess who's going to hang out with them? When they come to the house. I'm going to hang out with the guests.
Nice.
As Chris told me, Phil, you can't come because that's that. But I will be there for breakfast, and your fans will experience it.
On Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, go to @miniclovernd. All the information is there.
ND as in Nancy David or Notre Dame. There you go. Chris Zorich. Tape never lies. Wait a second. Someone has something to say to you. Someone wants to come on and talk to you. So I can't even introduce this guy the way I wanted to because I don't want to keep you and him so long. So let me just say this. The 100th episode of Keepin It 100. It's Keepin It 100th. And here's another amazing human being that I've met from this network and this show. Just like Chris Zorich. Let's bring him out. You know him from NBC Sports Chicago and ESPN Chicago. He's texting me, put me on with fucking Zorich. Put me on with Zorich. There he is, David Kaplan.
He heard me call him the Pooling Weed Eater Bowl champs. That's why he wants it, because I know Cap's a Notre Dame hater, just like I am.
I didn't know still had a football team.
Yeah. They're taking shots, Chris.
Weed Eater Bowl, you must have really stepped your recruiting up because you guys ain't that at that level anymore.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not doing a show from the closet. Come on, man.
Done taking my son to dinner, and I wanted to jump in and congratulate the guys on the 100th show. And then I saw my guy, Chris Zorich, who I love, and we were telling a Zorich story the other day on the air with Tommy Waddle. He said, you asked Zorich, BC, Notre Dame, we are going through walkthrough with Wanstead in Kansas City, and we're huddled around a little TV, and BC Notre Dame's coming down to the end. David Gordon kicks the game-winning field goal for the BC Eagles, and Wani screamed at you guys for not paying attention in the walkthrough.
And then after that, we get cut. So what the fuck? That was hilarious. We'll never forget that. We're actually watching it on this little itty bitty TV. In the it wasn't equipment. It was the field guy, and I forgot who we were playing, but it was opposing teams, and we were sitting there kind of hanging out with him. It was crazy.
That's what Waddle said. He goes, "You asked Zorich." He's like, "Dude, Wani was so pissed, and we're trying to watch this tiny little television."
That's a great story, Cap. Thank you, man. Thank you for bringing up that memory. Appreciate it.
Yeah. David Gordon from 45 yards, and that thing was going wide, and a little string pulled it right between the uprights.
That's how it always goes. We call that the heartbreak curl. It just either Matt Nagy's throwing them, or it's fucking Cody Parkey's kicking them. Or in this case,
I had never gone to a Notre Dame game. Never. I get invited by Jim Phillips at the time, senior associate AD. Now he's commissioner of the ACC. Yeah. He's like, blast us on the air all the time. Just come to one game. Let me show you the Notre Dame experience. And then if you don't like it, you can blast us. Is that fair? I go, deal. I go to the pep rally on that Friday. Dusty Baker has just lost the World Series to the Angels in 2002. I go there. Ty Willingham's the coach. Dusty speaks. Notre Dame is 8-0. They're undefeated. I am in the President's Skybox, and Boston College beat their ass. And tearing up pieces of the grass, the BC Eagles. There's about a minute to go, and I just slunk out the back of the box and went, "How about those Boston College Eagles?"
Oh, man. Cap and BC is like a curse to Notre Dame. Look at this.
That's okay. He's just jealous. That's all right. That's all right.
I love Ohio State and anybody that's playing the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Oh, man. Wow. This is a tough night. What do you do when like two of your friends are together and they're this? No, I think he got a call. He was getting a call, and he had to mute them.
No, I'm right there. I got rid of them.
Exactly. Cap. Hey, David Kaplan here on Keepin It 100th, the 100th episode. He brought his son. I don't know if they heard it. He was bringing his son out to dinner tonight. And it's like, Phil, just send me the link. I got to come on and just congratulate you guys. That again, this night, we always say TTNL, the Tape Never Lies Network is family. And honestly, I've met some amazing fans and some amazing people in the media, and led by these two tonight. Obviously, Adam Rank sent in a nice message. But Dave, I can't thank you enough jumping on here, driving home. How was dinner? Where'd you go?
We went to Greenwood American Kitchen in Highwood. Delicious. I had a salad. My son had a steak. Delicious. And then get to be on with you fine gentlemen. I want to play poker with Chris Zorich because he's a really good poker.
Oh,
wow. Oh, yeah. Claudio, the barber, is a poker player. Got invited to Vegas. He won his way into the tournament.
Played in the World Series of Poker. Yeah.
This guy. So the three
of you.
Dave,
what's up, Dave? David, what's up, man? Hey, congratulations on your 2-year anniversary of your show.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah, today was 2 years with Jonathan Hood on ESPN 1000. Lots of fun. We get laughs every morning.
Nice.
Great. We got to get Jonathan Hood on here. I like that dude.
He is a funny bastard, man.
Oh, he is. Yeah, he would be a lot of fun on there.
We got to get him on here, Dave.
Impression of George McCaskey that is.
Oh, good. Did you see McCaskey
do this one?
going on?
I'm just a fan. I'm not a football evaluator.
Again?
Did you see him actually riding his scooter across training
at camp? Yeah, it was last week. Yeah.
Did you see that, Cap?
And then did you see him walk up to the two little kids and try and give them a little dap, like, give me a phone there, young man. I'm like, oh my God.
How about give us a new fucking field turf, bro? How about do that for us?
They're
Jesus.
heights, baby. That is a done freaking deal.
Yep.
Do you think this was the tone setter, Cap?
I was done before that.
Yeah, exactly right. This was done a long, long time ago. They are going to own their own stadium. They can control all the events in there. It's a done deal.
It's going to be a team that's probably worth $4 billion or estimated over $4 billion now.
More. I think
it's going to be worth. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's going to be worth upwards of $8 to $9 billion. It could be the most. Honestly, they could be the most. Not expensive. What do we say? Worth the most.
Yeah,
I don't have a Notre Dame education. I can't figure this out.
We have this.
Altitude, so you're good.
We have this mayor in Chicago who wants to put a dome on Soldier Field.
Yeah.
Soldier dump. Do you know what that is? That's a dump with a dome on top of it. No, it's idiotic.
Yeah, it was a mistake from Jump Street. I mean, it's Chicago, and you're the second smallest stadium in the NFL. It never made sense from get go.
Hey, what's the Bears' record this year?
Say again.
Chris Zorich. He wants to know. Chris Zorich, what is the Bears' record this year? Putting you on the spot, Chris.
You know, I'm all for them having success, but when we see a repeat of up and coming assistant coaches, it just gets it gets frustrating. So I'm gonna give them a good 8-8.
He's playing it safe.
Yeah,
17 games. 8 and 9. He's saying.
So 8 and 9.
All right, 8 and 9. My bad.
They got
12.
You got them at 5 and 12, Cap?
Yes.
Wow.
We might as well go
worse
around
than
the
last
room.
year. Oh.
What about you, Shane? What do you got?
I have them at 7 wins.
7 wins, 9 losses.
Yep.
No. Is that it?
No.
Yeah.
No, 7 wins, 10 losses.
10
7
losses.
10. Yeah.
Holy fuck. 17 games looks so weird for me.
It
7
is.
and
It
10.
still messes me up too. Yeah.
It messes me up. It's
I
7
have
and
7.
10.
Yeah.
7 wins, 10.
But listen, in that 7 wins, I think at the end of the season, as we get into the second half, all Bears fans are going to be rejoicing because I think we're going to know that number 1 is the guy that we're moving forward with.
Agreed.
That to me is worth everything. Absolutely everything. You're going into an offseason with $100+ million in cap space, first round draft pick. Who knows what happens with Roquan? You may have some extra ammo there if they end up shipping him. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's I think the arrow is going to be pointing up, even though it's not going to be a winning season this year.
What's Phil's record?
I'm going to jump in, and honestly, I'm not a predictor because I just don't. I don't know if they're going to run the fucking ball. If they run the ball and get behind David Montgomery,
they have to.
No,
Phil.
if they do, they had to do that for 5-7 years now. They didn't do it. So if they do that, Dave, I'm telling you, with the culture change and the accountability that I'm seeing, then you're going to win 9 to 10 games. I guarantee. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The biggest difference I've been around football my whole life. This fucking franchise has been run by a bunch of pussies forever. And right up at the top, there is, but they've given somebody with a little bit of a backbone. And Chris Zorich, you can attest to this. You don't have to call anybody out, but Mike Ditka ran a team with accountability. Oh, by the way, it's no coincidence that they actually fucking won consistently with him because there was accountability. There was you either are going to hustle to the fucking ball and tackle and block Because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck if you're Andy Reid's offense and this fucking guy's offense. If you don't go out there and block and tackle, and I pardon my language to your son, I'm cussing up the storm here, but if you don't, then you ain't going to win. And I believe David Montgomery is going to make Justin Fields the guy. The running game and this defense, I'm telling you, the Roquan situation is a distraction. It sucks. I want to get into that with you, but I'm telling you, Dave, I think you're way off because Matt Nagy was like a fucking decaying tooth. If you keep sitting that shit in there, it's going to take down all the other teeth, right? You pull that motherfucker out, you are all of a sudden better. And I guarantee you're better than Matt Nagy's Bears this year. There you go.
They picked the lane, Phil. They did not add on. Help on the O-line? None. Wide receiver room?
They drafted how many? They signed Lucas Patrick. He got hurt, so your center is Sam right now, but it's not like they didn't try. Fucking Ryan Pace didn't draft an offensive lineman for freaking till his last year. An offensive tackle. He drafted 2. The Borum and Jenkins, you expected Jenkins should be starting. This whole drama with him. Now they're moving him to guard. I'm telling you, you have some talent on the offensive line. Let's see what happens. Is this guy going to build it?
Wide receiver, worst in the National Football League. Worst. I mean, it's a joke. Bad that is.
Is it worse than Green Bay's?
No.
Darnell Mooney.
They don't have Mooney in Green Bay. Nobody close to him.
They got Aaron.
Oh, I know, but we're not talking about quarterbacks. We're talking about wide receivers.
They got more than enough talent. Alan Lazard, Tunyon's back. They got enough. Christian Watson, the rookie, really good player. They
got my guy Romeo Doubs, who I loved coming out of the draft. I was
he
pissed
looked lost in that game, though. Did you watch their game?
Yeah.
All
offenses are going to suck. That's why I never panic with that, except with the Bears, because you've had shitty head coaches. Cap, I'm not making an excuse. I'm
Cap,
watching it from the
Patriots have
Toshin.
pretty bad wide receiver room too. Just so you know.
But listen, Cap, you don't know what Pringle is. Darnell Mooney. I hate this whole thing. Is he a 2? He's a great football player. He's the best blocking receiver I've seen in forever on the Chicago Bears.
Olin even pointed that out in his tape breakdown. He's like, look at this dude out here blocking. No, I know. I'm just saying it.
This guy's better than Charles Leno.
It's validating what we're saying, Phil. That's my point.
Exactly, but
other than him. I'm talking about wide receiver, not tight end. I like Komet. They don't have enough. They picked their lane. They want a high draft pick, $100 million in cap space, and then they'll get this thing turned around.
Listen, they can get it turned around and still try to win. That's where the culture comes in. Again, it's all been talk. To your point, I don't know what Byron Pringle is going to bring to the table. Neither do you. But I do know what Darnell Mooney and David Montgomery, and I believe Justin Fields, who isn't being neglected. I mean, what we saw was coaching abuse. And you did not do anything offensively for him last year at all. Go ahead.
A brilliant man by the name of Greg Braggs told me.
Oh, no.
Must have been at the top of your fucking class.
All right, nobody likes Braggs.
Hold on. Say it again. I didn't hear what Greg told you.
I said Greg Braggs is a brilliant man.
Oh, he texted you to fucking say that. Look at this little.
Yeah, he did.
Just for anybody that doesn't think
Greg shows
David
up in
Kaplan's
the chat.
Friends with Greg.
Right.
I can tell you. Greg is a friend of this show and Kaplan.
All right, nobody likes Braggs.
Good man.
Except
Cap, let me ask you this. Week 1, is Roquan Smith a Chicago Bear?
It can't be that stupid I mean, I know it's a dumbass franchise. You don't let players walk out the freaking door. But he needs to also look in the mirror and go, I might want to get a fucking agent because I have a PhD in playing linebacker, not negotiating contract.
Yes, there we're on the same page there. 100%. Can you agree though, Dave? You have been a coach. Matt Nagy, and you said this to me. So Matt Nagy probably didn't want Justin Fields. So if you got a coach that doesn't want you and you're forced to play him and they're not doing anything offensively to him, you can destroy that kid.
That was the guy he wanted. That's a fact.
So it was.
Yes, 100%.
Makes it even worse.
Makes it even worse then. What did he want him for?
I don't know. It was like malpractice what they did with that kid last year.
Exactly. They didn't run
Well, it just
anything.
sounds like they had zero intention of playing him at all. And it just, that part of it didn't work out because Andy got hurt versus Cincinnati, and he was the fallback plan. But you're right, Cap. It was coaching malpractice. I
had Dick Butts on my show. He said he talked to an executive of another franchise, and he said what they did with that kid in Chicago, unconscionable. Basically taught him nothing, gave him no chance to compete for the job, and then all of a sudden, oh shit, we're trying to save our job. We better play him.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So just in that vein, Dave, you're going to be better when you focus the ship on course. This was Matt Nagy was running into the fucking Titanic, the fucking what do you call that? The iceberg.
Not enough talent, friend. Not enough talent.
Let's look at this though. Let me ask you this: football isn't always about talent, right? If you're going to understand, like Navy can beat Notre Dame if they play fundamentally sound football and go out. Navy could beat anybody. Are they the talent? Did they have any 5-star recruits? No. So that's all I'm saying. I haven't seen coaching, and you're admitting from other executives there's been a malpractice here, whether it be Ryan Pace, Matt Nagy, whatever the fuck. But I believe that Eberflus has gotten the understanding that in order to set the deck in a tone, there has to be accountability. And every one of those players is embracing. In fact, the one guy I thought was going to be an asshole and not embrace it has been tremendous, and that's Eddie Jackson. I didn't think he was going to. He's been saying all the right things. He's actually almost looks like he's reborn.
Let me ask you a question. Did they beat San Francisco week 1?
I think they do.
I believe yes. 100. I would put my money on it.
I think the defense gets after Lance, and we make some plays. Yep.
Guys are out of your mind. And then they go to Green Bay. I suppose you have them winning up there too.
No, I don't. I don't.
Nope. Nope.
Cap,
the number 1
Hold
pick.
on. When we talk, it echoes through Cap. So you got to let Cap talk. Pause. Don't get too jumpy, Claudio. Go ahead, Cap. What did you say?
Sports Illustrated predicts they're going to be the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Nah, no way.
Okay, Sports Illustrated has been right how many times? Come on, Cap.
I got them 5 and 12. I think I'm being generous.
Hey, our business manager put money on them being under 4 wins.
6.
So listen, I'm not hating on you. I don't agree. But that's the great thing about this. And that's why I love you. It doesn't change my opinion of David Kaplan. I know Kaplan has gotten a lot of heat only because he's speaking his opinion. And I don't get it. I don't get
That's
down.
what I was going to ask you, Cap. What do you got to say to all these haters? There's some in the chat too. They're getting on you.
Strong fighters, man. Jump on board. I can handle it.
Yes. David Kaplan is joining us from NBC Sports Chicago and ESPN 1000. They're on their 2-year anniversary with him and Jay Hood. If you don't listen to that show in the morning, I don't know what to tell you. I don't blow smoke. I didn't like David Kaplan when I was early in my Chicago Twitter sphere. And then as I grew, and it is a part of Greg Bragg saying, yo, bro, I'm telling you, Cap, because I thought Cap was one of these guys that was just trying to play the Mike North game. Let's say something tacky, opposite, contrarian to everybody else. But little did I know, Dave might not know enough about football like I do. So that's where we disagree. No, but in all honesty, there is not one better. I mean, you are in the top 1% in human people. Like, you are a real person, a man of the people. You're not a bullshitter. I said the same thing about Chris Zorich. My father told me, surround yourself with good people, and whatever it is that you're building is going to just grow, because all the haters are going to be just waiting jealously. But everybody that understands you're giving and giving just passion and pride, it's going to work out. And you, Cap, are the quintessential unbelievable human being. You're always in our corner. And I say that in all honesty. I know I joke with you, but we'll be getting at it. You are a great person, a great father.
Huge fan of you and Shane and the whole deal, and I can't wait to see you when you get to town. But I'm always going to be honest. Like, if you bring me on and I go, oh yeah, I think they're going to be 13-4, that's genuous. I think they suck, and I think they're okay with that. I'm not wishing that. I hope they go 17-0 and win the Super Bowl. I think Ryan Poles is cool with, I got $100+ million in cap space. Get me a top 10 pick. I am going to be absolutely able to fix this roster literally in a year. But for 1 year, I'm going to eat a big plate of shit. That's it.
And if it's the opposite, this guy will be the first guy to come on the show and eat crow, because I know you, the man.
He'll be the first one to say that Greg Bragg is an asshole. He'll own up to it.
Yes. Our real team, I'll tell you, Greg Bragg is a dickhead.
Yes.
Cut that. That's a drop.
So if we get to the point where the Bears are doing better than you thought they were, you come on this show. Well, I don't even have to set this. We know that you will. In fact, you just are coming on. He's just coming on the show tonight as just someone who wanted to congratulate us on 100 episode, and that's the kind of person. I don't want to keep you any longer. Do you have any more shots you'd like to take at the Bears and Notre Dame?
Chris Zorich, a trivia question. So when I was the basketball coach at Northern Illinois, we signed a contract to play this particular big-name school 2 for 1. 2 down there, then 1 back at our place. First game, we roll into this stadium called the Joyce Athletic and Convocation Center, where everybody there is all wearing their shamrocks and their green, and beat the shit out of Notre Dame. Walked out of there with a victory for Northern Illinois, and guess what? Got a letter a week later from Digger Phelps. Yeah, we're canceling the rest of the contract. They still want Northern Illinois a game in DeKalb, and they won't play it.
Oh, my God, dude. That's a true story right there.
Well, and it's funny because that was just a regular Wednesday for us, but apparently it made Cap's coaching career.
That was a good one.
Hey, when we come out, Detroit weekend in Chicago, fans, we wouldn't go to Detroit to celebrate TTNL. We're going to be in Chicago. We're going to get you out, Cap, with us the night before the game, right?
I'm going to go out with you. I will tell you, I want the Bears to beat Detroit, but you know who I love? Dan Campbell. I'm watching Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
That's a stud.
Yeah, you got to get excited about an old school ball coach, man. That's where the tides turn. They take you behind the curtain. Let me ask you this before we let you go. Will the Bears ever do Hard Knocks?
At some point, they're going to have to. They're going to run out of franchise. The Bears don't want to do it. And
there's criteria for it of who to be on.
Yeah, you can only turn it down once, I believe. Now with the new rules. But
Ted Phillips that's the year he retires. I'll tell you that. He'll be like, did you hear the story about what Chris Zorich shared about having to pay $5 for meals? Did you hear that story, Cap?
I got so many DMs after that show, Chris. You don't even realize. Can you believe it?
I'm keeping it 100, man.
Tell Cap real quick.
Tell Cap real quick before you go.
Yeah, so this is way back when. You remember over at the old place where it was the old office building in Lake Forest, across the street from Lake Forest College?
Yeah.
Okay, so we didn't have a training table. And so they brought in like pizza and fried chicken and, brown chicken and pasta was a sponsor. So they brought all this stuff in. Well, they charged us $5 for the meal, for lunch.
Food they were getting for free.
Probably, yes.
So one day, and I'm down there, and everybody's paying the $5. But here's the funny thing, like on your check. So let's say you make, and at that point there were 16 games. So let's say you're making $1.6 million. So every week you're getting a check for $100,000, but then there's a little entry for the 4 meals you had for lunch, $5 a piece, like $20. So like you're getting $100,000 minus your taxes, and then you're getting minus $20 for lunch, right? So one day I remember Richard Dent going down there, and you're supposed to tell them the day before if you want lunch. So
you have to reserve your lunch, Dave. You got to reserve your lunch.
This is an NFL franchise.
Yes.
Yes. This is a true story. It's unbelievable.
So I'm down there. I'm getting my lunch, and I got my plate out there. I gave him my name beforehand. And apparently Rich forgot. So he gets down there, and Russ Reeder, you remember him, Dave?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the one in charge, and he's like, sorry, Rich, you can't get lunch.
Unbelievable.
I'm not going to tell you what he did, but it's just the idea.
Super Bowl MVP, Richard Dent.
Sorry, Rich. You didn't pay your $5 today.
Speaking of Rich Dent, Tom Waddle told the story when he was done telling the one about you and he and KC. He said they would come off the field after getting a stop. We have the ball on offense. He said, and Rich would literally look at the offense. He goes, every time and go, just don't fucking turn it over. We'll worry about it.
Yes.
That's the best.
That's the best. Say that again.
Chris, is that true that Rich would yell at the offense?
All the time. All the time. If you have the guys going like,
yeah, what could you say?
Unbelievable.
Well, I mean, it was under the Dave Wannstedt era, so
brutal.
Cap and Dave are friends. Are you still doing the show with Dave?
Okay.
So
I'm just keeping it real. We're allowed to have an opinion on this show, right?
That's right.
Yes,
of course. Keeping it
of course.
100.
Rip his ass.
Yeah. The football after show that I host on NBC?
Yeah.
Yes.
We just hired Wani full time now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
I love Wani. He's a great person.
Yeah, obviously. Great. Obviously. You don't have to say that at all because you're working with him, but great guy.
Nope.
All right, I'm your guys' way.
I love you, Dave.
Thanks,
Thank
Cap.
you. Thanks
We'll
for
see
coming
you
on.
We'll see you in November, right? I'm bringing Riley with me, so he's stoked to meet you.
It's Riley.
He's doing great, man. He's involved in travel basketball and kicking ass, and if you saw him today, you'd never know that he had a crazy year. He's doing awesome.
God bless you and your family. I look forward to hanging with you guys. And what week game is that?
November 13th.
November 13th.
So what game is that? Week 12?
Lions, Bear. Oh, Claudia, Ivan. You got it?
I'm looking it up real quick.
Ivan has it.
Because I'm going to tell you when you roll it down.
Are the Bulls playing that weekend, Shane?
It's week 10.
Week 10.
Week 10.
Yeah,
Week
the Bulls play
10.
that night. They
Week
released
10.
the Bulls schedule tonight. The Bulls play that night.
Okay.
What, the night of
Week 10, so they'll have 9 games in the books.
Yeah.
They'll be no better than 3-6.
Oh,
Let's put a bet on that since I'll see you in Chicago.
What are we gonna bet?
I'll tell you what, with the bet, how many people are
You got
coming
more
in?
money than me, so be easy on me. Let's go.
There's a lot. Me, my wife, and 2 boys. They can't wait to meet Uncle Dave. Bald
Okay,
Uncle
that's
Dave, they call him.
4. Shane and Riley is 6.
Yeah, we got Claudio, the barber.
7.
Jackal.
We got Jackal, Cherie, Ivan. We got a whole crew. We're gonna all be out. This is the night before. Zorich is gonna be there. Zorich might yoke you up, Dave, if you keep talking about Notre Dame.
If they've won at least 4 of their first 9 games, so they got to be at least 4 and 5, I'll pick up the check for dinner.
Oh, holy
Okay.
Nike!
And if they didn't, what do you want?
Yeah, what is we pay for you? That's not a
You're
fair
gonna
bet.
pay for me, whoever I bring with me, whether that's my wife or a buddy.
Yeah,
There you
Braggs
go.
will pick
We'll
up that
do it.
portion of it.
Let's do
We'll
it.
make sure Greg Braggs his debit card is. What'd you say?
I didn't say it was Gibson's. The Rock and Roll McDonald has nice seating.
We'll figure it out. We're gonna have a blast. We'll be there, Cap. We'll let you. We're gonna get all the plans together, Cap. I saw our business manager. He's saying 1-8, so he's with you, Cap. He's with you.
Wait,
Jim Larison. So, but we're gonna set it all up where we're gonna go and what we're gonna do, and I'll keep you posted. And again, follow David Kaplan. You're everywhere. You're like Visa. You're everywhere everyone wants to be.
Shark life. Just be like a shark. They never stop even when they're sleeping. Just keep grinding, man.
Well, thanks for coming on and giving us your time.
thanks,
You're so
Jeff.
generous. Thank you so
Chris.
much. Say it again.
I said, Chris, you're the man. I grew up as a child watching you play, so that was a lot of fun for me.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. We're the same age. It's all right.
I love him. David Kaplan and Chris Zorich together. I love
awesome,
it.
man. Well, I look forward to that dinner at Gibson's.
Yeah.
No,
right.
we're gonna set the stage. Larison was good. We're gonna pick the place out. I know we're gonna be doing a TTNL private patron party the night before, dinner and all that stuff prior to it. Maybe we'll get it together.
Fernicola barber money is going to be fun in that
First
one.
class
Right.
Fernicola check.
Right.
The poker player, Masters.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know if you are just tuning in the 100th episode. We've already had Chris Zorich, who's still with us, man. And talking about the Chris Zorich experience, just want to reiterate that for my boy. You can, if you're a big Notre Dame fan, unlike Shane and David Kaplan, you can become.
I just want to make one comment.
Go ahead.
He remembers 30 years ago when he was assistant basketball coach at Northern, and they beat Notre Dame. I mean, God bless him, but the fact that he remembers that, I mean, like I said, it was a Tuesday for us, but for them, it made their season. So that's just
Listen, you are the Super Bowl for a lot of people, so
Hey, you know
I don't
hate.
blame Cap.
No
He
hate.
went in there as the underdog, man. It's
No
like your
hate.
story.
That's
A
okay.
lot of
No
Irish
hate.
fans in the chat, though, backing you up. But yes, David Kaplan. You might not agree with everything Dave has to say, but I'm telling you right now, there's not a better human being. Always, some guys stick their noses up. They come on a show, they pretend, and then they leave forever. And obviously, I think you understand the relationship we have with Chris Zorich, as well as David Kaplan, Adam Rank, and a bunch of people we're going to be talking about tonight that just support TTNL. TTNL, the tape never lies, is family. We always say that. And Chris Zorich, every Monday night, the Super 16 poll show, me and Chris will be there breaking down college football, his top 16. He's not biased, but as I was saying, the Chris Zorich experience. If you're a big Notre Dame fan and a Chris Zorich fan, you can rent his Airbnb right down the street all 6 weekends. It's right there. You can walk to the game. You're going to meet Chris Zorich if you do this. What's the website again that people should go to?
Just go to @MinnieCloverND on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. @MinnieCloverND. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You'll get all the info. It's going to be a blast. And oh, by the way, we're going to be hanging out, having a good time.
There you go. Chris, thank you so much for jumping on here.
Congratulations, guys. I know I'm kind of new to the group, but I just want to congratulate you guys. I know it's been hard, but it's been worth it.
Well, thank you, man. I know it's from the heart with you. Let me tell you, Chris checks in with me all the time. He knows, and so does Dave. I know his connection, he was in a car. You talk about real people checking in with Shane and his family, just going out of the way to be a human being. And that's what this show, you don't just talk about it, be about it. Chris Zorich is about it. So let's see where this goes.
I'm attending my first ever Notre Dame game this year, Chris.
What? Whoa, whoa. When? Whoa, hold on.
But it's in Syracuse. I have season tickets to Syracuse. So they're going to be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, if you fly to the East Coast, Chris.
It's kind of like it's going to be a good experience, but.
Yeah, Notre Dame will smack them, but I believe it's October 29th. So, yeah, if you're.
Wow.
Halloween weekend.
If you're on the road in town, we'll be there.
Fair enough.
He doesn't know.
Guys, congrats again, man.
Thank you, man.
You guys
all right,
good.
Chris.
Thanks, Chris. Love you, man.
You got it, man.
Peace, man.
Be good, Shane. Be good, guys.
You too, Chris. Thanks, man.
Zorich on the 100th episode of Keeping It 100. If you're just
I was loving those stories.
Oh, man. Cap coming in hard like an erection, battling suckers and wear protection. I'm stealing from NOG.
Ivan, can you go ahead and write down that timestamp right
that was
there?
NOG.
43.
Someone put it up. I got to get it up. You're stealing from Claudio there. No, but NOG and the Bulldogs, that was. I was stealing that lyric. Listen, someone wanted to say something to us. Here he is, Shane. A blast from the past.
Hey, Phil. Hey, Shane. Sandy Tom here from across the pond. Dialing this one in from sunny Scotland. It's been too long and that's my fault. I'm sorry. But I just wanted to say congratulations on your 100th episode. It's incredible what you guys have built with the Tape Never Lies Network. And I really appreciate all the hard work you do and really appreciate our friendship. Bear down.
There he is, Sandy Tom. You were just talking about him, Shane. I'm like,
got to get him back on.
Got to get him back on. He wanted to obviously send his well wishes to the network. So Sandy,
he wants pizza.
He wants to come back for modern pizza. If you're just tuning in, tonight is the 100th episode of Keeping It 100. I can't say how proud I am of this network and everything we stand for here. Just a bit of news before we get to our next guest coming up in 15 minutes. We have some exciting news. And if you're just tuning, should I play the Ron Rizzle again, Shane?
Yeah, let me text Bears Nerd and see if you can pop in.
Yeah, see where he's at. But I got this. Before I play Ron Rizzle and announce, Ronnie Rizzle started up this show with his statements about TTNL. Like, you're in the chat room. A lot of people talk about how much they love this show. And I asked people, and I've closed for Ron G, the super producer, serial killing, video editing, graphic designing, background showcasing Ron G's. Like, I have 48 videos. I'm almost at 50, and then I sent them 3 more. So we thank you guys, and there's no agitation or anger for those of you that didn't do it. We get it. But those of you that did, and Ron Rizzle, we are going to share yours now. And as Chris Jackal said, Ron Rizzle, give us your fucking address. We're going to be giving away swag tonight, all night tonight. We're sending you some TTNL swag, Ronnie Rizzle. So share your address to Jackal. Send it over to Chris Jackal, and we're going to get some swag from Alex Acevedo out to you.
TTNL, what's the business, baby? It's your guy Ron Rizzle checking in, letting everybody know why I love the TTNL Network. First off, it's truth, 100% truth, no narratives, no bullshit scripts, no pretend it's this when it's really that. You gonna get that. And the tape, the breakdowns, the learning. I mean, I've been watching football a long time, man, and I learn something every time I watch X's with O's. So if you're not a patron, subscribe and all that. What else can I say about the network, man? They just 100. It's always that. The tape never lies. Don't forget it. Everybody needs to subscribe. And last but not least, the hip hop, man. Shout out CK, shout out DDP, and everybody on the panel. Fundamentally, the team reflects the coach, but Matt Nagy was an actor just doing the most. You held accountable, insurmountable, lost plays. It's 3 and out every other series on game days. I can't wait, pressure come off the same way. We had a great week of practice but couldn't translate. What good does it do to be you if you still lose? You simply refuse to acknowledge the real truth. The organization hesitated to make the move into Ryan Poles and the coach is Eberflus. Y'all holler at me, Joe, when you see me in the chat.
There it is. Ronnie Rizzle. Ronnie
fire.
Rizzle just sharing. That's just a taste of what some of you people have sent in to all of us producer. We got
Cherie just texted me and said that Ronnie Rizzle is number 1. Will Mookie Hill pushed down to number 2 now after those.
So Chris, you're gonna get Ronnie Rizzle's address. Send it out. We're gonna have some TTNL trivia and give away on the 100th episode of TTNL. We're gonna give away some TTNL swag tonight, and we got some more people that wanted to shout out the show tonight that are family. Here's another friend of the network and true amazing human being. He wanted to send some love our way.
Congratulations on your 100th episode. Shout out Phil, Shane, the whole crew, because it's a lot of y'all. Y'all squatted up heavy over there, and I mean that in a positive way. Man, 100 episodes, that speaks volumes on the consistency that you all put forth and all the work that all of you put into your shows. And I've seen it from behind the scenes a tad bit. So congratulations. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Continue on striving. It's a big Bears family. Congratulations, man. Nothing but peace, love, and prosperity to y'all. Have a good one, y'all. Congrats.
Kenneth Davis from the Under Center podcast sending some love our way. I love it. I see it, Shane. Kenneth Davis is an amazing human being. Thank you for the 100th credit and love and everything we got tonight. I don't think a lot of people understand that just tuning. There's never a script. So I'm kind of trying to direct Shane. I get what's going on. I see who's in the building, and I'm setting it up. I got it. But I wanted to just take 1 second.
I was going to tell you to do the, after I do the breaking news drop, to roll the new intro.
I knew what you were doing.
There you guys.
And I just wanted to reiterate, I got it. And
nope.
I'm proud of this for what we stand for, what we do. I think it's a testament to everybody and you fans and the great, amazing guests that we have on the show. Now, before we hit the breaking news drop, because we do have breaking news, I just want to say the patron side of this network continues to grow. And we are super excited to announce some breaking news, because not only did Ron Rizzle drop some bars, but he said it prior to the amazing work that we do here musically with all original content with our amazing, and I mean this honestly, Cool Kennedy is a fucking genius. He is a musical fucking genius. I can give him an idea, and I'm telling you right now, he does it in a day. So when I said, all right, this is what we need for this show, because we're about to break some news. Cars Keys coming to our patron side. We're about to show you a little taste of what that is with some breaking news, right, Shane?
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
Right here.
For Lord Cars.
Hear ye. Man to the people.
You know it's Cars Keys. Let's get it started up. Give me the car keys. Lakeshore Drive. Blog boys drive away with our takes like car thieves. Breakdown, we study tape and thrive.
Analytical preparation, that's what cause is given. Cars don't discriminate, teaching the men and women. Each and every week, there's nerd to get your focus. Never manipulating stats, lore, cars, no hocus pocus. Cars Keys, they're never lost. Checking source, never gonna find a better scouting report. Cars going live with the smartest man, my bestie. Deciphering holes on the defense like Getsy. New show, uniforms, orange with the dark sea. Tape never lies, patrons, this is Cars Keys.
You know it's Cars Keys. Let's get it started up. Give me the car keys. Lakeshore Drive. Blog boys drive away with our takes like car thieves. Breakdown, we study tape and thrive. We gotta break down tape like detectives. No hot takes, just real football perspectives. The Bears nerd dropping science on his terms. TTNL giving Bears press like a perm. Other networks is off with the heads. Stats plus film equals football cred. Analysis like data Ted tries to shred. McCaskey's letting me cake, we keep the 100 crew fed. Cars Keys, let's get it started up. Give me the car keys. Lakeshore Drive. Blog boys drive away with our takes like car thieves. Breakdown, we study tape and thrive. Lord Hines in his car, fill up a goblet. Lord Hines in his car, fill up a goblet.
There it is, Cars.
One man gets a pan flute and one man elope. I mean, that's how we do it.
Somebody's getting pregnant tonight.
All of them. Is this like the Arnold Schwarzenegger version where it's the guy? Because I don't think that's going to happen the other way around.
Well, listen, the challenge was set on this show. No, I want with the pan flute to Cool Kennedy. And he does it, bro.
Look at he's
I'm
got a
serious.
groupie already in the chat. Look at that. Oh
He
my
does.
god.
Look at this.
Oh my
Get
god.
her
me say
number,
this.
Cars. You better get her number.
Ma'am,
Walk
I'm very
upstairs.
like, every week I tell you I'm taken. If you could just step off, please. Thank you.
Listen, Cars. My wife says Cars is my favorite person on the show. She says, I go, what?
It's a thing with Stephanie's. Yeah, it's that's
it
how
must
that
be the
works.
Stephanie thing, but yeah. Cool Kennedy steps up to the plate in the challenge. We had a lot of fun doing that, and yes, Cars Keys is going to be a show each and every week. What it is Cars is going to break down the opponent using tape, analysis, his stats, and everything a nerd does in his toolbox.
And we're going to show you all sorts of Excel tricks tricks and stuff, so you can learn how to do.
That's why I'm only
summation.
hosting, and I'm going to turn over all the hard work to Cars.
You can't format it. You can't format an Excel spreadsheet, Shane.
No.
Easy for you to do.
It's like I can talk, right?
He can't talk, and neither can he excel on Excel. But
Well
yes,
played.
the pan flute, you, Shane, every week you're going to be breaking down the upcoming opponent, how the Bears should attack them, can they win, and all of that stuff. Become a patron, thetapeneverlies.com. It's $7 a month. As my wife said, it costs $9 for a goddamn large coffee at Starbucks one time. Do the math, support your boys, and get over there, because I think Cars Keys alone is going to be worth the price of admission. And I said that last week. I was so proud of you, Cars, in the interview and everything that you bring to the table here. You're a great human being. I don't care what Greg Braggs has to say about you.
Can we just grab this as a clip and send it to me? I kind of would like to watch Phil have to say nice things about me for a little while. So if I could just get that clipped out, I would really appreciate it.
No problem.
Well, I say it because I believe it. We might not always agree on everything, but
Rarely agree, I think is the bigger
real
thing.
quick, Cap asked us for the record of the Bears this year. He said 5 wins. Where are you, honestly, right now? Where do you think?
6-11 as of now.
So you're right in his game, his ballpark. All right.
Yeah.
6-11. Wow. All right. Listen, Cars Keys, the Tape Never Lies Network. We got a lot more announcement. Ron Rizzle, for Shizzle, my Rizzle. Thank you for those kind words. This is Keeping It 100, the 100th episode show. And we got a new guest,
Can't wait.
somebody we've never had the pleasure of having on the show. And I'm going to get rid of some of these old guests and producers, and I'm going to keep, because I don't know who hit the button at the wrong time. No, I'm joking. This guy, though, was a former tight end before Alan Bratcher or Claudio says anything.
I got it up.
Yes. Before they say anything, we're excited about getting this guy on the show. If you pay attention to Twitter, which I don't, but Shane and Ryan Cox send me tweets to get me fired up. Although Clay has not got me fired up, he's actually able to break the Glenn Braggs rule and show us some video of camp. We're going to talk all about that. Let's bring him out in our way. The tight end. He's played everywhere, even for the Lions, for God's sake, except for the Bears. Clay Harbor.
Bears fans.
More minutes before the Bears start kicking some
This
ass.
guy has been up close and at Bears camp to give you the facts. He's not looking to hype up the national narratives. He's a 9-year NFL vet that knows the whys.
I'm just a fan.
And isn't just trying to find out what they are. TTNL fans, get up out your seats and give it up for this TTNL Network first-timer. He's Clay Harbor.
There he is.
What
an introduction right there, man. That was pretty impressive.
Listen, I gotta try. We have to try to compete with The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, so we gotta step our game up, man.
Well, you guys won, man. You guys won just off of not being corny.
Yeah.
Oh, if we can't be corny, I gotta bounce. That's pretty much my jam at this point.
Cars has a holster of dad jokes, so just be ready.
Yes, he does.
Well, I'm here for it.
Well, we're glad you're here, Clay. First off, you just came out of nowhere like David Blaine, the magician, and all of a sudden you're showing Bears training camp like we would hope the Bears themselves would do. And I've said this for years because I've grown up a Bears fan because of Walter Payton. But I think the NFL and the Bears dropped the ball without having someone like you who understands the game, the angle, and how to capture and share. And if this show isn't a proof of that, we got fans in Ireland, Scotland, Germany, Russia, Japan, Thailand, the Philippines, Mexico. Those are just countries. Forget about states. So we want to see our Bears, and you do amazing work doing it. How did this happen?
Well, when I want to do something, I figure out a way to get it done typically. And, looking at Bears camp. So I'm sitting there thinking about what I want to do. I'm in my last year of Kelley School of Business. I'm not sure what I want to do after I graduate with my MBA from there. I definitely don't want to go back on reality TV. So that's number one. I was sitting there, I'm like, what do I like? I like fitness. I just recently got certified as a certified personal trainer and a certified strength conditioning coach. I had calls with the Giants, the Jets, and the Jaguars. Nothing really came of it this year, so got to wait till next season, see what kind of spots open up. You know what I'd like to do is some media stuff. Let me talk ball. What am I good at? I'm good at reading a coverage. I'm good at reading a defense. I'm good at reading a player. I enjoy it. I enjoy being around the game. So I just came up with this idea to start going around to camps. And I didn't know what the heck was going to come of it, what was going to happen. And the Bears camps closed. You have to get tickets, but I have buddies on the team. So, some people have to get tickets in advance. I just hit up some of my buddies on the team, like, hey, can I get in the friends and family section? And they go, yeah, we got your tickets whenever you want. So whenever I want to go to Bears camp, I got tickets. And the media can't show videos, and there's a no video sign there, obviously. But I'm like, what's it matter? Everybody knows. Everybody's going to have everybody's tape. I am not hurting anything by showing the fans some videos and giving my analysis on it. It's like I'm showing this, now they're going to see that the Bears run a draw, that the Bears run a screen. Okay, everybody in the NFL runs the same stuff. So it's like I'm hurting the Bears in any way by doing this. So I just go to camp and I start giving my analysis, and it blows up. So then I'm like, I love Philly. I played in Philly. Let me go to Philly. I hit up some of my buddies on the team in Philly, close camp again, but I can get these friends and family tickets. So I have my buddies on the team give me friends and family tickets. So I go out to Philly. I start talking Philly's camp. Same thing in Jacksonville. I come out here. I got some buddies on the team. I'm on the sideline. I'm front row of the Doug Peterson press conference. I'm not even in the media. It's like, I'm like, what the heck am I doing here? This is all just by hitting buddies up and deciding that I want to do this. And now I've gotten opportunities for jobs and people talking about doing this. So something I enjoy. I want to keep it going, hopefully get a gig in the media somewhere in, Chicago, Jacksonville, Philly. I don't really care, honestly. As long as I'm talking ball and progressing, I'm happy. So to make a long story long, that's how it happened.
So Clay, once you got out there, I mean, I'm on Twitter, and especially this time of year, it's bonkers. You're literally refreshing your timeline every 15 seconds. And I'm like, man, Harbor is blowing up at Bears camp. But was there any sort of blowback from Bears, social media department or Bears officials at all? Because we have people from TTNL there, and our guy Greg Braggs, we call it the Greg Braggs rule when they're up in Bourbonnais.
What?
Phil and I have always talked about. You look up to the Patriots, and they're winning Super Bowls every year, and they're live streaming their practice. I'm in New York. Phil's in Connecticut, and we would love nothing more than to be able to live stream, watch a live feed of Bears practice. And it's just like you said, everybody's running a draw. Everybody's running a screen paper. But was there any sort of blowback or pushback to you putting content out there?
Absolutely none, which was kind of shocking. And I mean, like you're saying, nobody's reinventing the wheel here. There's not a super that you're working on. It's not like you're going to come out and start running Philly special or something. I don't know. You're literally running the same plays, but there was nothing. I'd literally be sitting there, the security guy's in front of me, and I'm holding my phone like this. Everybody knows what I'm doing. Nobody's saying anything. So I'm like, whatever, I'm just doing it. And then you got some of these media guys, like there's this one day they're literally running against scouts, and like the media's like, oh, Fields puts a nice pass down the middle. Like he's playing against a scout team. They're doing scripted periods. The defense has to let the offense win and catch the ball. Like some of these guys, I'm like, how did you get this job? And I'm like, am I watching the same practice as some of these guys? And I mean, I'm not trying to like talk bad on some of the media people, but so I mean, sometimes it's like a bad practice, but they act like the world's ending, or sometimes it's like an okay practice and it was a great practice. And to me, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm watching the same game, but I mean, I'm sitting right here watching it, and this is what I'm seeing. I mean, like you said, I played for everybody. I've been in a lot of teams and a lot of camps. I was in a training camp preseason with the Patriots. I was with the Saints. I was with the Jags, the Eagles, and I've seen a lot of teams, a lot of offenses, and I feel like I know when something looks how it's supposed to look. I know when a guy looks how he's supposed to look. If I'm looking at a tight end, I can, at my whole career, that guy can play, that guy can't play. It's not that difficult to pick up. I guess it's just because I've done it for so long and I've been out there. So people give me crap whenever I talk about, this guy's know he's talking about. Okay, we'll see. I know what I saw out there.
You said something today that I think you're going there, and I want to get you right on it. Cole Kmet, you said, mark my words, finish it.
I said, I'll die on this hill. Cole Kmet will be a top 10 tight end this year. And I'm talking top 10 all around tight end, right? I don't know. Wow. He's got Justin Fields as his quarterback, right? I don't know what the fantasy stats are going to be. Right. But Cole Kmet, so at the first practice I go to, I'm watching Kmet, and I'm like, damn, man, this guy can run like a deer. He's catching balls. You go to one-on-ones. Let me see him in one-on-ones. Nobody can guard him in one-on-ones. Damn, this guy's good. He's got good routes. I'm like, what's the deal? Why isn't this guy a top 10 tight end? Go to 7-on-7, doing well, but then you get to team. He started getting jammed up a little more in the red zone. He's getting jammed up. He's not making plays, but the guy's got some talent. He can run, he can catch, and he can block, which is, to me, most important if you want to be an all-around tight end. When you start having to do tight end by committees like some of these teams do, like I'm at Jags camp today, you got Evan Ingram for a pass. You got Chris Manhertz for a run. You got Luke Farrell for for the the H-back blocks. Teams are going to scheme. That's a tendency. If you got a guy that you can line up online, the right tight end, you can run a play action pass, and then you can run ISO to his side, power to his side. There's no tendency there. The Jags will not run the ball. Mark my words on this. Evan Ingram on the line of scrimmage, they will not run a play where Evan Ingram is a lead blocker on that side. They can't. He can't block a D end. He's going to have to sift backside. He's going to have to arc release. There's no way he can do that, but that creates tendencies. Cole Kmet's a guy that can block a defensive end, which is impressive to me as a tight end. It's not easy to do. And not the first thing I noticed, but I go on field afterwards to talk to a couple of my buddies on the Bears. I'm 6'3.5", 245 pounds. I'm a decent-sized guy. Do you guys know how big Cole Kmet is, by the way?
A monster.
Yeah,
nobody in the national media, they say he's 6'3", maybe 240.
No.
I look behind me. This dude has to be 6'7", 260 pounds.
Yeah.
I said, this is Cole Kmet? Looks like the guy from Happy Gilmore that Mr. Gilmore. That's Kmet? This guy's a monster. He's bigger than Gronk almost. Like this, for the guy to be able to move like he moves at his size is incredible. And I don't know why he hasn't broken out before, but a guy this size that has skill should be able to be a special player. He's got unique talent, and I'm thinking the guy's going to break out. I don't know what the offense is going to look like. I think Fields like a 200-yard a game passing. He's going to run for 60. Not going to put up huge numbers, but Cole Kmet is going to be a good tight end this year. One of the better in the league from what I saw.
Yeah, and we appreciate your eyes. Go ahead, Cars.
No, that's encouraging because you say like about tendencies. That's what we dealt with last year. Cole Kmet's going to be online, and then they're going to run. If Jimmy Graham is in, they're not running anywhere near Jimmy Graham. Like so, everything you just said is what we've watched for the past 2 seasons.
You think defense is going to see that?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Oh my God,
you're preaching to the choir, Clay. You should have heard us screaming here. I mean, I know fan is short for fanatic, but we were screaming about it. And Matt Nagy, I mean, you have a guy up there. Hey, the Bears don't have great offensive talent, but there's still some players there. I mean, you've alluded to that yourself, but he comes out and says, "Hey, I wasn't brought here to run the I formation." Well, if you can win with that, maybe you better do it because you're not winning throwing the ball 60 times a game.
Yeah, and like you said, Jimmy Grandpa, he comes in the game. Exactly what this guy's going to do. He's going to run a fade. He's not blocking anybody. They're not bringing him to do that. And trust me, I was a guy that was a part of that type of tight end set. That was my job. I was talk about a tendency guy. I was the definition of a tendency guy. I'd come in, the team would start yelling, crack back block. He's going to lead up in an ISO. And so that's how I made my money. It was being that guy that would do the H-back move stuff, tendency stuff. I thought I could do the other stuff. Never really got that opportunity. But it's just makes Jacksonville, we did that stuff. We were the worst offense in the league all 3 years I was there. And we had Julius Thomas, we had me, and Mercedes Lewis. Mercedes Lewis is in the game. He's blocking. Every year Mercedes is doing. Julius is in the game. Julius is going on some route. I'm in the game. I'm doing the move block stuff. It wasn't like I'm like these guys can't see that the defenses know what we're doing with all these tendencies, and this is just one position. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I like Kmet because you can do a real play action pass with Cole Kmet to the strength, because they're not gonna believe it if you got Evan Ingram out there and you're faking a power or pulling a guard on on a play action pass. Okay. Evan Ingram's in the game. Yeah. What are they doing here?
Yeah, I think it's an indictment on Matt Nagy. And in all seriousness, here is for the fans. Here's a former tight end, a move tight end. You can categorize Clay however you want, but he understands the game of football. And we've said it on this network. Obviously, Clay is a first timer here, but we break down tape and show you. I can think of one play, and former Bears quarterback Eric Kramer was breaking it down with me and my father on X's with the O's, where Cole Kmet outside releases to get into the seam, and it's not even run right, and he's able to bend his route to give a seam pass. Here's 6, as Clay's saying, this kid's 6'7". He's on the sidelines. And you're splitting Jimmy Graham outside wide, and everybody and their brother knows you're going to throw it up to Jimmy Grandpa. That was great. And the reality is the predictability hinders and creates a narrative about certain players. And I don't take the media report, the beat writers' opinions about football for shit. That's why it's so important for me to have someone like you, and if before you it was Greg that was giving me a view, so I knew, okay, here's the coach's angle. Now I could see this kid's a player, that kid's a player, this kid can't play. This is all hype. Oh, he had a bad day. He threw 3 interceptions. They're telling him to throw. We're keeping stats of interceptions and 7-on-7. It's like these are the narratives, and someone like you that understands the game is a necessity for covering the Bears, although it is hypocritical of them, because they literally, the Bears, for the record, this is keeping it 100. So you can loosen up, say whatever you want, but they were pulling fans or other podcast shows out of the stands, grabbing their phones, saying, I need you to delete whatever you recorded. But Clay Harbor, no one's going to say shit to you because you're a former player. Yeah. That to me reeks of disgust from me. And I hate that my Bears are coming off like that. I'm so grateful for you because you gave us tape of this stuff in Connecticut, and New York, and everywhere, right? The Bears are continuously dropping the ball because they don't get what Clay is talking about. You're not inventing the fucking wheel in pads and helmets. You aren't
keeping secrets here.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Anybody, people know what you're going to run. You think they don't know the offense the Bears are going to run with Luke Getsy? It comes from guys. You've seen it all before. It's about who can run the plays the best. Mm-hmm. You know, who's the most consistent and who's got the best playmakers, and obviously who coaches the best. And show the fans some practice. If anything, at least show some one-on-ones.
Yeah.
You know, let's see some one-on-ones. That's fun. What's that going to do?
What is it going to do? If I'm watching a rookie offensive tackle from Southern Utah go up against a fucking elite pass rusher and Robert Quinn, that's must-see TV for everybody, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, they're so scripted in their social media. If there's a play where there's an interception, they'll promote Jaquan Brisker jumping the ball, but they will not show the quarterback because they don't want to put that out. And I'm like, it's training camp, it's practice. That stuff is going to happen all the time. But Clay, one thing that I wanted to ask is, you're talking about narratives, and just to stay on the Cole Kmet thing, I think a lot of people in media also, they talk about Cole Kmet like he had 23 catches last year. He still had 60 receptions with an inept offense, an inept head coach, quarterbacks in and out, and the dude still had 60 catches.
I thought I was the only one that saw this. Obviously, all they wanted to talk about is 0 touchdowns. But
right.
In the NFL, this guy had 60 catches and
in year two. Yeah.
Year with Justin Fields throwing ducks out there because Matt Nagy doesn't know he's got an offense rigged for Nick Foles, Randy Dalton. So that's impressive. And why are people talking about Kmet like he hasn't shown anything? Because I'm like, that's it's not easy, especially on a bad offense, to get numbers like that. When you're in a bad offense, Julius Thomas comes from Denver to Jacksonville my year, right? I'm as number 2 tight end in Jacksonville, I had 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. They think they're going to bring this big production guy in from Denver that had 12 touchdowns. Okay, then we're going to get those 12 touchdowns. No, you're not. You're on the worst offense in the league. You're not going to even get the red zone to get an opportunity to score those touchdowns. We're 3 and out half the time. Guess what Julius's numbers were? 300 yards and 3 touchdowns when he came here, but he got $50 million for it. So a lot of it has to do with how successful your offense is. Obviously, you're not going to get numbers and stats if your offense is the worst in the league and your total yardage as an offense is, 3,500 versus another team who's got 7,000, twice as many yards as you. Your yardage would double. Those 500 yards turn into 1,000. Those 4 touchdowns turn into 8 touchdowns because you score twice as much because you're on a better team.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this to bring it to the Bears. You've been around the league, as you said, so you've been around a lot of offenses, a lot of coaches, a lot of teaching. How important was it for you, the message of accountability for you, the player, and watching the locker room respond to some of these coaches was the difference between a losing team and a winning team? How important was that coaching?
For me personally, I think early in my career it was big, but I kind of got it. But there's a lot of young guys that come in the league that don't get it. They need that accountability. And like looking at Jacksonville, like we had such a positive environment, but there was no accountability. Like Gus Bradley, love the guy, just positive reinforcement. But these guys, the young guys, didn't realize what they had. You know, I was in the Andy Reid Philadelphia Eagles old school coach. You know, I actually had a training camp in the old training camps when you really had to go through it, when you're playing 2-a-days, tackle football twice a day to the ground, no days off for 21 straight days, calling my brother, man, I don't know if I can do this stuff, man. This stuff is next level. And next year the CBA changes. You get off days. We didn't have any of those, and you could only practice once a day. Incredible. But the accountability that these guys had in Jacksonville, it was just so bad. And then I go from Jacksonville. I literally went from Gus Bradley to Bill Belichick in the course of a day. You talk about a difference there, man. For me, it was cool because that's how the type of guy I was. And I always wanted to be the dude that was in the film room. I would watch my film at the stadium. So if the coaches walked by, they peeked in the film room. Damn, Clay's still here. In the weight room, I'm gonna be in it just so they can see me. I'm gonna ask the special teams coach questions so he knows I'm into it. Little tricks of the trade, but the accountability is huge. Young guys, if they've never been in the league before, they don't understand how you're supposed to act. I think that's why we had issues with Jacksonville and why some of the guys in Chicago were having issues too.
So when you say that, right, like, so what were your initial views of the way that kind of the offensive practices were going? Like, I'm confident in the way that defense, because that's a much more established overall staff. But these are a lot of new names. Getsy's a first-time play caller. Like, what were your opinions on the way that they were running things and the accountability?
You know, there's some ups and downs, man. Here's the first day I was there. I mean, I was watching let me rewind. I was watching routes on air. I'm seeing guys drop balls on air. I'm seeing Fields throwing it behind guys. I'm flabbergasted. I couldn't believe. I said, what is going on? These guys are missing on air. You got to be 100% on air. Then I go to one-on-ones, and they hit about 20. You got to hit about 75%. You got to be hitting into 75%, 80% clip in one-on-ones. That's an offensive drill. If you can't win a one-on-one matchup with no safety, no help anywhere, you got the whole field, get off the field. You shouldn't be on the field if you can't do that. And the Bears went about 25%. And then we go into 7. It was a bad day, but then they got the team, and the team actually looked better. There's some ups and downs there. But they're so inconsistent. There's some great plays. The thing with Fields is, I want to be like, oh, damn, he doesn't got it, because I see him miss a couple guys in routes on air. He comes back in the team drill, and he threads the needle on a couple plays. So he's got to work on his consistency. And obviously, I don't want to be one of those guys that are talking about Justin Fields because he can't get the ball out in a 3, a 5, or a 7-step drop and out. He's not Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't run a 4-4-1. Okay?
Exactly.
So Justin will extend a play in the back end sometimes 6, 7, 8 seconds. Tom Brady has to get that ball out in 3 seconds, 3 steps and out, 4, 5 steps and out. Obviously, you want Fields to be able to do that, but you got to realize that this guy's more dynamic than that, and he has a different type of skill set. It's not apples to apples. These guys comparing the prototypical quarterback, he's not doing the typical stuff. He's not a typical guy. Yeah. When Fields starts winning, you think it's going to be he's just going to be back there as a 3 and a 5 and a 7-step. He's going to make some crazy plays with his legs. I think he needs to keep his eyes downfield more when he's running instead of getting that 10. Keep your eyes up downfield, and you see what Patrick Mahomes does when he scrambles. Yeah. He just creates time. You think somebody's going to guard Mooney for 7 seconds, 8 seconds?
Exactly.
No. Yeah. Keep your eyes downfield. You can make those 10-yard gains, those 5-yard gains. Those will be touchdowns. Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes made a living off of that.
How much? Yeah, it's weird that you say it, Shane, because on BHL, my dad was saying exactly what Clay is saying about Justin Fields. My dad is a Hall of Fame head coach here in Connecticut and the whole 9. And he was saying that this, chill the fuck out. He has 4.4 speed. Well, don't worry about his progression rate. He's not Tom Brady. It's so funny that you're saying that. So my question to you then is this. How confident are you in Justin gaining this confidence in this Luke Getsy system? Because Nagy refused to do anything, as Shane said, refused to run the eye, refused to make it up to Justin's strengths. So how much of this, you've been in this offense, to be perfectly honest, you've played in it. So how much of this offense do you think is going to fit Justin as we move forward in this?
I think that Getsy gets it. I think he gets it. And craziest thing about all this is Justin Fields is still 23 years old, which is baffling to me that this guy is 23. But I think it's going to be, you see more rollouts. You see him getting him on the move more, and he's missed some of those. I've seen him miss some of those in camp. But Getsy gets it what he has. You know, he's not going to try to pigeonhole him into this offense that he's not suited to. And you see a wide variety of different things. So he has a bunch to pick from. And I'm curious to see with this offense, because sometimes offenses will game plan or offenses will run the majority of their own stuff. Sometimes you go into a game plan for certain games and you're like, what is this? I've never even seen these plays. So I'm curious to see if they're going to game plan against teams or if they're going to go in and run their base offense. So that's something to be said too. But I think that Fields will do better than people think he will do. I don't think the Bears are going to make the playoffs or anything, or they're going to have a great offense, but I think they're going to be competitive. I think Komet can play. He's a target. David Montgomery, I've always said, I know he didn't average a lot of yards, like he averaged like 3.8 yards per carry last year, and he's got to get better, but he's getting hit in the backfield in a lot of those plays. I love Montgomery, and Mooney looks good. Yeah, and I know the receiving core isn't great after that, but they got guys that can catch the football. So I think this will be a competitive team. I honestly think Minnesota will probably be is my dark horse favorite in the North, to be honest. I think Kirk Cousins is an actual – 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions last year. You just can't win the big game, right? But he puts it together. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson. I mean, they got a team. And who's Rodgers throwing the ball to? I mean, he might as well hit me up, try to get me out there again. The guy he's throwing to.
If he keeps talking about his wide receivers the way he is, like he did yesterday and today, he might give you a call, because he does not seem happy with anybody in the building right now.
I don't blame him. You see the guy dropping the touchdown or showing up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's not pretty. And for him to have that type of receiver, but he kind of did it to himself, taking that big contract. So
yeah,
I don't know how sorry to feel for him.
Clay, when you look at a second-year guy like Justin Fields, obviously a guy that you know the name of, Olin Kreutz, Bear legend, hopefully a guy that gets into the Hall of Fame someday. But everybody fell in love instantly with the pass to Tajay Sharp and the pass and the catch on the sideline. I don't know if you got a chance to watch that game, but yeah, Olin talked about, he's like, I don't give a shit about the pass. I don't give a shit about the catch. I'm talking pre-snap. I'm talking about pre-snap. Justin's bringing in the tight end to block, and him picking that up to Olin showed progress, in year 2, where he may not have done that last year. Can you speak on that and how critical that is to taking that next jump if you're Justin Fields?
Oh, that's huge, because, people want to talk about, did he make the right throw? If he doesn't do that, he doesn't even have the opportunity to make that throw, because he's getting hit in the mouth. And that was a thing last year. Obviously, how many times did Justin Fields get sacked? I don't know off the top of my head. I know he's one of the worst in the league. If he doesn't make that
9 times against the Browns.
Yeah, wow. That's a lot of sacks.
Oh my God.
But if he doesn't do that, then he's not even getting the ball out. So that's huge that he's learning that progression. And that's what happens, though. And I want to see him start doing more motion. Mm-hmm. You watch Tom Brady play. What does Tom Brady do? I promise you will not see one play. Watch Tom Brady play. There will not be one play without a shift or a motion. Not one. Because guess what he's doing? He knows before the snap every time if it's man-to-man or zone. Because if you put a tight end out wide and you shift him to the other side of the formation, most of the time he does a running back out wide, shifts him in the backfield, or shifts a tight end. Who goes out with the running back? Is it a cornerback? Okay, it's zone. is a linebacker or a safety, probably man-to-man.
Yeah.
They're not man-to-man in a cornerback on a running back. These shifts in motion will give you the answers before the play. When Tom Brady's called a play in the huddle, it's the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. I go from Blake Bortles. All right, guys. All right, here we go. We got green right, 373 Y stick X go on 3. Okay, on 3. You go to Tom Brady. The guy sounds like an auctioneer. 373 Y stick X go. What did you just say? I can't hear you. He gets in. He calls the play so fast, so he'll have emotion on every play, so we can see. Okay, this is easy. This is going to be zone. This is man. Okay, this guy, he's on him. He's okay. So Tom knows where he's going before the ball snaps most of the time, or he can at least narrow it down to, okay, this is my progression. So I want to see him do more of that, and that's why these guys, as years go on, now you know the formations, you know the protections. Now we're going to start looking at the motions and looking at the defense. So as the time goes on, he keeps learning. He's going to keep getting better. But that did give me a lot of confidence in Fields because, I mean, that's not easy. No. That's hard to recognize for those guys. And to do that, I mean, that was impressive.
Well, it's also his first time in this offense. And we talked about it before you came here with former Bear Chris Zorich and ESPN 1000 and NBC Sports David Kaplan. I'm of the belief that, listen, this kid was neglected, abused, if you will, by a head coach and a philosophy of football that didn't fit him. And he was thrown out there, just like you said, with shit, not even an understanding of how important number 32 is.
Yeah.
Or Cole Kmet. So you're talking about two pieces right there to an offense. Let's think about Tom Brady. Running game, tight end. Running game, tight end. We don't think, okay, Wes Welker, Randy Moss. I think Gronk and whoever fucking Belichick decided was going to play running back that week. That's how Tom Brady functioned. What Justin Fields has dealt with is terrible. But now, listen, I fought for David Montgomery like nobody else by showing you what Clay is saying. He's fucking getting destroyed in the backfield because of stupidity when it comes to the running game and the coach. So the reality is now David, by his peers, number 98 in the NFL, right? Voted by his peers. Fans get all upset. But to your point, and I want your opinion, how big will David Montgomery be for Justin Fields this year as they move into this offense?
It's going to be huge. I mean, you got to establish Montgomery, you know, especially with a young quarterback and a guy like Fields. You got to establish Montgomery. I love Herbert too. I even love the young kid Ebner. Isn't that Ebner?
Yep. Preston Ebner.
Yep. Ebner. Yeah, I like all three of them, but Montgomery's going to be your horse. You know, he's your stallion there, and you got to give him a steady dose. And for last year, the biggest thing for me for Fields, the biggest thing that upset me, obviously there's a lot that was if he's going into the year and they're saying, okay, he is our starting quarterback, he has the chance to lead this team, to be the leader. Because, hey, you're the starting as a backup guy. They're telling him, okay, you're going to sit this year out. You're a backup. He can't lead. He's got to let these guys take the lead, right? And the fact that he's getting reps with the threes, not just the fact that he's playing with the threes, because you got Dalton, Foles, Fields.
Yeah, exactly.
All training camp OTAs, he's playing with the threes, but he's playing against the threes too. So the speed of the game, you're playing against some dude from Southern Methodist A&M Tech that isn't going to be on an NFL field, and you're thinking that's how it's going to look come Sunday? No, you're going to be playing against star players from every team. If you're playing against the ones every day, it is going to translate into the game. So basically, Fields, he comes in, OTA's training camp, he's playing against the twos and threes. He's not even playing against his starting NFL defense. And then you're going to put him in the middle of the season without having an offense suited for him, never having him played against starting NFL players, and expect him to win games. Like, that's wild. And he can't be the leader because he was never the starter on the team until right now. So just a terrible situation for Justin Fields. And I don't know who could have came out in a successful season or made the playoffs with something like that.
Exactly. Let me ask you this, piggyback off that. Is there one guy that Bears fans, in your mind, as a former player yourself, that you're sitting there like, wow, watching these things, this guy, I know you talk about Cole, but somebody else on the offensive side of the ball that you feel like, hey, give this kid a second here. He's going to be somebody that stands out for the Bears.
There was nobody that really jumped out at me like that. Obviously, I mean, everybody knows about Mooney. I mean, some of the receivers impressed me. Like, they're better than I thought they were, but are they like superstars or someone I think is going to be a game breaker? No. Right. I think that the offensive line's probably better. PFF ranked them last in the NFL, 32 out of 32. I don't think they're that bad. I think Braxton Jones has shown me something. I played with Riley Reif before. He's got pride. He's a veteran. He's not going to let this offensive line look bad. I know Schofield through friends. I think Lucas Patrick is a veteran. I mean, they're not going to be great, but I think they're going to be a middle-of-the-road offensive line. I think they're going to be better than they were last year. I don't know Ferguson, but I think they do got some guys there that can play, and they're not going to get completely outclassed like everybody in the NFL thinks they are. I mean, it's not going to be a great line by any stretch, but I think they'll be better than they were last year.
Truly.
No, I think that's the fun part is I think watching what you were kind of tweeting, it gives us hope because there is so much negativity, right? Like we are bottom 5 here, we are bottom 5 there. And it was just nice for me to be like, you're like, it's actually, there's positivity just because, it didn't show up last year doesn't mean that it's there. And it's this time of year for us Bear fans gets a little depressing because half the writers are already counting us out. Like Clay, you should know we're already 0-2 because we can't beat the Packers. That's pretty much etched in stone. So it's just nice to have some positivity. Like it's not going to look great week 1, but by week 12, it's going to look completely different. And it seems like you're like, just watch the building blocks and see where we go.
I do have something for you guys. And this isn't anything that's going to like crazy and blow the team away, but obviously Komet. I like Komet, but I love this whole tight end unit. They got Ryan Griffin and James O'Shaughnessy, not big name guys, but just I've known these. I've played. These guys are from my day. I've played with these guys. I've seen these guys play, and just watching them, they look great. They're guys that can line up all across the field. They're smart players. They can all block and they can all catch the football. So we can see some 13 personnel, and you'll have maybe a couple of them split out. You can do a lot of different things with these 3 tight ends. These 3 tight ends, they all stay healthy. They're going to cause some problems. They're all guys that are solid blockers. They're smart, and they can catch the football. Not big-name guys. Ryan Griffin and O'Shaughnessy are some of my favorite tight ends in the league. But not going to do anything crazy. But they are solid tight ends, and I think that the Bears got steals with both of them.
That's huge, actually, because all we want at the end of the day is to move the chains. And what's a young quarterback's favorite safety security blanket? A tight end.
Yeah.
Now you said it best, Grandpa Jimmy Grant. We had a neglectful coach who designed fucking plays. There was a kid, Jesper Horsted, that showed a connection with Justin, and he wouldn't even get out on the field. And there was just no building block of the tight end and the role, even attacking the seams. Like everything was that power trap on the backside. So if you saw the wing lined up on top of the tight end off his hip, we knew that they're going to run him backside to block, kick out, and there's a run play. One time I counted one that they actioned off of that. One. That's disgraceful. But to your point, I just think with this Green Bay style, this Shanahan, boot, waggles, doing the outside zone stuff, getting these tight ends involved, to your point, I'll take fucking average if it comes with effort. If it comes with effort, because Jimmy Graham, if the play wasn't going his way, he didn't block nobody, Clay. He blocked nobody. Same with Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
The whole culture sucked.
I love
you've
Jimmy.
been around that. You've been around cultures that sucked in Jacksonville, like you said. So it could take its toll on a player. So did you see, on that note, did you see Eberflus's energy? And you have buddies on the team, so they could talk about it. I know you must hear, truthfully, what the energy of this coach is.
I saw the first tweet I had when I went to Bears camp was, wow, there is a lot of energy out here. It's literally the first thing I said. They're moving around. They've got the music. It was high. And I said, and the second one was, I go, these guys are going to be in shape because the way they're flying from drill to drill to drill, I go, man, these guys, he's not giving them any rest, which is good. They didn't run conditioning afterwards. I don't think anybody does conditioning anymore. I didn't see the Jack back in the day. Sound like my dad. Back in the day, we used to do conditioning after practice. These guys aren't doing no conditioning, so they better be running back and forth. But the energy, I was very impressed by the energy. The first thing I said, play to play to play to play. Man, these guys 6 plays in. It was about a minute and a half. So that was very impressive. And I think they'll be a very conditioned team with the energy. And I think, Eberflus is bringing that aspect of it 100%. He's energetic. He's pumped up about the job. And they're getting plays in throughout practice more than a lot of teams are. So that's number one thing I saw.
Clay, are you familiar with the Roquan situation? I know being there, you must have heard something Roquan Smith, the hold in and no agent and trying to, set the bar for off the ball backers in terms of contracts, but demanding a trade and having a guy that's not a certified NFL agent reaching out to teams to gain interest, and then the NFLPA sends out a memo saying that that's absolutely off limits. You have any thoughts on that process, or even can you imagine as a former NFL player trying to set the market at your position without the benefit of an agent? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, it sounds like a Saturday Night Live episode or a Chappelle show. Or something.
It really does, man.
Murphy, we got an agent. It's like, is this a real thing right now? We got Roquan a different voice changer calling around to teams to see if he can get a trade. What's going on out here? But Roquan, get an agent, bro. First things first, get an agent. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how you want to do a deal like your second deal without. You want the kind of money. What does the 3% even mean to you at that point?
Yeah,
exactly.
You don't want that kind of stuff on your brain when you're trying to play football.
Yeah.
And I know the fans love Roquan, but paying a linebacker who that kind of money will set your team back. Don't you got a young quarterback that you want to get a big left tackle or a big receiver, or you want to put some guys around him? I mean, a off the ball linebacker, paying him the bleak. That's not how you win football, in my opinion. I think that you can pay him that. So if you want, the fans are going to, trust me, the fans are going to be upset. They love Roquan. And Roquan's a buddy of mine. The only people that are going to be more upset than the fans Roquan's leaving are all the ladies in Chicago, because he's got those.
Yeah.
So, I know he doesn't want to leave, or maybe he does. Maybe he wants a new batch. But
he freeze up there?
He did freeze up there. Yeah. If you're just tuning in, it's the Keepin It 100th. It's Keepin It 100 episode of Keepin It 100. We've had so many guests tonight. We've had Chris Zorich. We've had David Kaplan. And now we are here with former NFL tight end Clay Harbor joining us on the show. But guess who else is here to wish us on our 100th episode a happy 100th as Clay gets his internet connection back. There he is, Coach Atoshin Senior.
That was better to go to bed. This is your dad speaking. Can you hear me? Look at me.
Ready to go to?
I'm in my pajamas.
Hey,
You're in your
we'll take it.
pajamas. All you wanted to come on and wish us congratulate 100.
Wait till tomorrow night, Coach.
listen,
When that late BHL, you're
we're
going to be in
having
your
trouble
pajamas
here.
again.
You can't hear us.
You can hear
You
me?
can't hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, we can hear you. You're in your pajamas.
Your 100th anniversary, huh? What a wow! How
100th
many years
show.
is that? Phil, it's about three years.
It's actually coming up on 3-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Well,
in September.
2 years, but our third season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't figure that out, Cars. You'll
Anyway,
have to explain.
I wish you guys the best of luck, and I hope more success is coming to you. I know you have a great deal of success, and the number of people that are talking about the show, even here, I run into people and I'm wearing the shirt, and they'll say, "Oh, you're with the Bears, huh?" From Rhode Island. There you go.
We're going to be live, Dad, with you tomorrow night. Bears Hour Live.
Phil,
He's overwhelmed. Give me some fucking names. Every week we're gonna understand the fucking why.
Names.
As Jackal works to get Clay back on the show. Dad, tomorrow night, Bears Seahawks on ESPN. They'll be live. You're going to jump on the show with us, but we're also, as we're celebrating the 100th episode, Cars, you were muted. I know you said something funny. We missed it. But we'll be live tomorrow night right after the game. Bears Seahawks. We'll see part 2 of Justin Fields, whether he plays 8 plays, 5, or 25 plays. We're going to be there to break it down. Clay Harbor was talking exactly like you were, Dad, about Justin Fields isn't going to be Tom Brady, but he's going to be Justin Fields, and he's got 4.4 speed, and he could throw accurately. Let's let him grow in this offense and go from there. What do you think, Dad, about Justin going into week 2?
I'll tell you, everything is predicated on the offensive line, Phil. If he has to roll out every single series, forget it. It's not good. He's got to stay back in there and throw the quick passes and get some rhythm in his offense. And you know something, the running game has got, you can't run the ball without linemen. Let me tell you something. These guys want to shut you up. You were just talking about a frequency that you picked up because they motioned. Every time they motioned, they ran that way and ran a trap. I mean, this is the NFL. You're talking about computers and breakdowns. They know exactly what you're going to do in every formation. So that's why every week you have to change. And that's what the NFL is. It's not high school football. This is unbelievable. This is science that these guys are running out there.
Yeah.
When I look at it, it's sophisticated, believe me when I tell you. And I think that let this guy do what he can do. And I think if you give him some weapons and you protect him, and then you get a few plays, running plays and option plays like San Francisco did with that great flanker that comes back as a running back. I mean, you get those things. You got that in your package. You can do that.
Yeah.
This guy, anytime you threat the corner, he's a problem. There's no doubt about it. And you got to move him. You know, when you want to throw, it doesn't have to be you have to roll out. You just have to pull up like I'll move. You move behind the tackle box and throw the ball from there.
Protect the quarterback with the run game. My dad, Coach O, the 100th episode of Keeping It 100. You jumped on here in your pajamas.
Yes.
Have you ever?
You were ready to go to bed. I said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, let me go on the show and say hello to everybody." I'm happy to do that.
Have you ever met
my boy there?
Have you ever met our Bears nerd, Matt Carstinson? Cars?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we've been on once or twice before. Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't remember, so I apologize. But
that you introduced us.
Well, let's say hello. Let's say hello to Claudio before you go to bed.
I'm not going to stay on with you guys. I just want to say
Say hi to Claudio, your neighbor. How many times did Claudio eat over at our house that night?
Plenty.
Yeah, eat over his.
If Phil wasn't even there, Claude just showed up anyway.
Coach, you liked my mom's food though, right? My mom's a good cook, right?
I didn't hear that, Claudia.
Yeah, I said you like my mom's cooking though. My mom's a good cook, right?
I can't.
You liked his mom's cooking. You like his mom?
Oh yeah,
Angie's cooking.
Your mother was a great cook.
There you go.
I don't think you can say that legally in your house with your wife there.
We lived next door to each other. We had a great time. The kids are great. Yeah. We had more kids at our house than I couldn't believe it. And we were in a cul-de-sac, so you put a ball out there, just roll a ball out there, and there's 15 kids playing. It was fun. It was fun.
It was a lot of fun growing up there. Dad, thanks for coming on. I know you got to go to bed.
Right, listen, I'll let you guys go.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow night, Coach.
Be 101.
Yeah, get those
There you go.
PJs pressed for the Seahawks
I just hope it's
game.
on the NFL station.
It's on ESPN.
ESPN.
ESPN. It'll be nationally. That's why we'll make sure you're on the air.
I'll watch the game.
Guess
All right,
what?
buddy.
The quarterback you coached against, what's his name? From UConn. Why am I drawing a blank? Dan Orlovsky is going to be broadcasting the game tomorrow.
Was that right? From Shelton?
Yeah. From Shelton. I still remember us beating their ass when we never should have.
Unbelievable.
I'm proud of you.
They had, we had. But
Exactly.
Anyway, we
love you
for their money.
I'll see you tomorrow, Coach.
All right.
Good night,
See you
Coach.
guys.
See you, Coach.
All right.
Night, Coach.
Thanks for
Coach.
coming
Bye
on.
now.
All the surprises. All the surprises. Coach Atoshin Sr.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
He's grabbing chips. He's coming on the show with chips.
He's ready.
What's up, boys? Fuck.
No, that was the parole officer flying through the window. He hasn't checked in 7 minutes.
Poor Bratcher.
Are you working on Clay? What happened with Clay?
Dude, Clay was saying, so he's saying his CPU shut down. He's trying to get it to work, but he's like, he is not too pleased with the situation right now for himself.
Man,
so I don't know what that means. He's
man.
loving his time
We
on
needed
here
some
with us.
updates on the Roquan women and the
women.
Oh, that's how we ended it.
The Bachelor.
Dropping a bomb.
We needed a station ID.
I don't think he wants to talk about the Bachelorette, but I'm more interested to see with him being Roquan's buddy is what would he put the over under at Roquan being a Bear week 1?
Oh,
I'd love to
That's
hear
where
this.
the conversation was going to go.
Yeah.
We were going there. We were getting there.
Not looking.
You're on the air, baby.
You're on, Bratcher.
It is not looking great. I tell you what. When the note comes out from somebody who says that they tried from 670 tried to track down his company, and the way the company speaks about him is he's a guy who's never in the same place twice.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is
Jack Baller.
This is this is someone who is like, I just picture driving around in like a 1970 Cadillac. You know, the felt roof is fallen off. He's stapled it back to the ceiling. And, you know, he knows a guy who knows a guy who knows a guy. And all of a sudden, you know, he's found Roquan. It's not that he's his agent. He found him. He saved him. Like, that's the type of just weird, random stuff that this guy is. It's crazy. It's so crazy.
It's unbelievable, the situation. If you're just
Did
tuning
Jack
in,
will just say that Jack Pollard and Logan Frost are negotiating the Roquan deal. Is that what Jackal was implying?
I believe that is what he insinuated. Yes.
Fucking make it happen. Let's go, fucking JB.
It's the 100th episode of Keeping It 100. Every Wednesday night we're here. Lots of laughs, lots of fun. We're going to give away some swag, but before we do, here's a message from Isaiah Chakwu, a patron and a huge fan.
I want to give a shout out to Phil and Shane. The tape never lies. TTNL means the world to me. I love the show because it holds the players accountable on the standard to football. And I just love the way you guys orchestrate things with your shows. And much respect to you, Phil and Shane, on the Tape Never Lies Network.
Look at that. It's
like you can put a helmet on and be ready to go.
Oh yeah.
We might could he play for Roquan? Could he play inside? He looked like he was ready.
Yes. I wonder
There
if
is
he
an
did
Angelo
that. Document
update.
that fucking video, that negotiation.
There is an Angelo update. We called him today. I actually wanted an assist to help me call, and I will let you in on that later. No Angelo, it seems.
I got the
100th episode.
I got a voicemail from Angelo via proxy today.
You did. I told you. Yes.
Yes.
What the hell does that mean?
Listen,
Meeting in
do
a
you
bottle?
love fantasy football? If you do, I got some news for you right here. Keepin It Fantasy. Yes. TTNL, the Tape Never Lies Network. Take the fucking comments the fuck down. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing over here? Tuesday nights just got better. We got a new
School's in
cast, a new
session.
show. School is in session. The books, Jackal's books, are all available for takeout in the library.
Looks like a
We are going to
crib
have a
underneath
cast
it there, dude.
every Tuesday night of fantasy football. But we're also, I'm telling you right now, we put Cool Kennedy to the test, and he already has brought it. And Ivan is producing the open via the song. We right here, these three gentlemen, Chris Jackal, Ivan Vargas, and yes, he smokes weed every day, folks. Don't get it
Logan got his wish. He's been wishing it for.
He's been wishing
years.
it for a long time.
I got it up, but we're adding Ivan to make it even better. So.
Smoke it into existence.
I don't give a fuck that he
gonna be a
smokes
fucking
weed. They
blast.
all smoke weed.
Smoke weed every day.
I can't wait to
Yeah.
introduce the open. That
Yes.
opens in the fire.
It is.
You guys are
Claudio.
excited. Cool Kennedy again. I'm just letting you know, Tuesday nights, Keepin It Fantasy on TTNL. These guys are honestly going to have a lot of fun. Me and Shane will be watching and making sure.
Oh, that's rude, Cars. Cars first.
Come on, Cars.
Cars first clip out of the gate.
Yes, Cars has the keys. We've opened that. Now we're adding another show.
He was like a kid in the candy shop, man, when I gave him access to the drops.
Maron.
I'm such
Weird
a
talk.
So let's address this. Let's address this right here. So
When is the fantasy league? Claudio, Jackal, Ivan, talk
Nobody
about
cares.
that quick.
It's fantasy football, but go ahead.
Phil and Shane love fantasy football, as you guys know, but we ran a fantasy football league last year, and TTNL, the return champ is actually Spencer Strong was the team name. Ryan Cox was our inaugural champion. He took down out of 20 teams we had 2 divisions. This year, we're looking to actually open it up to as many teams as possible. So if you are a patron, that qualifies you to enter into the league. So you can DM the 3 of us or sign up through Patreon. And we are going to have more details coming out in the near future, because as you know, the season's coming real soon. Ivan, Claudio, and I have got some things in the cooker, and we're excited to bring you guys some fantasy news and talk some ball with you guys.
And most importantly, most importantly,
All right, nobody likes brags.
Terry,
That was actually going to be that was a contender for the name of the fantasy football show. Nobody likes
I love That could be the league name.
Just to clarify,
that could be a
league.
division.
Yeah, division, right? Yeah.
There you
Go
go.
ahead.
but we can have as many people because we're going to have leagues, divisions of 10 teams. So you're going to each division is going to draft from the league. So you can have multiple teams could have the same players.
So you'll have.
So you're not going to. It's not going to be a 20-man league where you're going to be picking fucking Jesper Horst.
For clarity, there's going to be 10 divisions or whatever divisions, but
however
10
many teams we
in
break it up in. Yeah.
They can have repeat players. It's like playing Madden.
Right.
You can keep playing, or you can make a fantasy.
Some of the
Everyone can
division
have
names.
repeat.
We have some of the division names already picked
get
out.
in somebody's ass today.
Oh boy.
Get in someone's ass.
Fuck yourself.
So
And don't
That's
forget,
one of them.
and
The
the
Angelo
championship,
is the second one.
the championship
what about
league
Angelo?
will be
I love balls. I love.
that'll be the lead. That'll be I love balls.
Cars is
will be
having
one of the
fun.
three. This is
tonight
fun.
with the
Sorry,
draw.
I'll stop.
No, you're good. He's a very nice dick that any woman would love.
All right, let's do the giveaway.
All right.
Let's give away something tonight.
Give away
Jackal,
a hoodie.
Where is he?
got-
Is he
hey.
eating chips still? There he is.
Oh no!
Hey-o.
Smelling his knuckles. What?
He's got a penny in his mouth. He's got a penny in his mouth.
Bring the guy on. He's eating chips. What the fuck is going? The
Learn to
100th
stuff your
episode.
face when you're not on camera. Smoke weed
Freaky,
when
you're
not on
making
camera.
Ron G make
right.
graphics, and then you're doing your own fucking graphics. Jesus. Listen, we're gonna have divisions. If you're a patron,
Yep.
you can get into the league. Is there a buy-in for the league?
So we've been kicking around some ideas. Realistically, we think any funds that come in our way would be more along the lines of a donation, and we would be looking to then donate that money to a cause. With that being said, last year was free, and you could ask Mr. Cox. His hand's a little heavier this year because he got a big-ass championship ring, as well as a pretty nice trophy that we sent him last year after winning the title. And we're looking forward to running it back this year. It was a lot of fun, a lot of shit talking. The patrons had a blast. And we used the Sleeper app, and it's a great way to also communicate. So if you are interested and you played last year, I sent all you fools a message. And most of you guys have actually responded. And then if you guys are into trying to get into the league, hit us up on Patreon or Twitter or email or whatever, smoke signal, or however it goes. But the more the merrier, honestly. We're trying to make this a pretty large league this year and see how much fun we can have with it.
So Tuesday nights just got better. It's Keepin It Fantasy. Ivan Vargas, Christopher Jackal, and Claudio the Bar. Should be a lot of fun on Tuesday nights with you guys, giving advice, taking your questions, and talking fantasy and a lot of shit, and about the league as well as you guys prepare for the fantasy league. Shane and I don't play. And I don't know
our
if we
Tuesday nights
will
are going to be just the same, but you guys, I hope you guys have a hell of a time.
Thanks, Shane.
Jackal, you had a trivia question
I did.
for some swag.
I did. And,
Here
and
we
speaking of St. Omni, I'm going to keep, I
Yes.
thought it was topical. So Roquan Smith, the
Yes.
winner of this trivia question is going to receive a piece of
Wait.
swag.
Before you do that, let's just remove any idiots with trivia, and then we'll go. Go ahead.
All right, yeah.
That was
All right. Hey, if you're the first one in the chat, so if you're
First
the
one in the
person
chat.
that gets this right, so you the fastest Googler, if you know this off the top of your head, good luck. How many career sacks does Roquan Smith have with his $100 million wanting ass? How many does
There
he
you
have?
go. How many sacks does Roquan Smith have? First one to answer
First one I
correctly,
see, I'll put it up, and then we'll verify.
Shane Marstall will verify it, and you will be getting some swag.
Oh, that is not the first one I got. Hang on.
Jesus.
There was
We got a lot of entries that just popped.
There we go.
45.
Anthony Gordon.
Anthony Gordon.
Yep,
Anthony
he was the
Gordon.
Number one. Congratulations, Anthony. 14 is the magic number. Well done,
14 sacks. Anthony Gordon, you are winning some TTNL swag. Please reach out to
Head
Chris
over to
Jackal.
ttnlswag.com. See if you want. Hit up Jackal.
Yep.
Or hit up me
Jackal.
on Twitter.
Give your address. Give it to Shane. Make sure you're following. And do me a favor, guys. Smash that like button. How many likes do we have right now, Bratcher?
We're at
Because
273. We have 264 right now.
All right, 300 likes, and then we throw away some more swag. So smash the like button. Let's get that up.
Or we could do it this way. Let me give you an update.
You have some breaking news from Bullets?
We are at 737 patrons right now.
Yes.
If we break what 7, you want to go to 740 or 745?
What was the number? 7 what?
50.
737 right now.
736. Gotta go to 750.
745. 750.
750,
All right.
man.
13.
50.
What's that get you?
50.
We'll give you 2 things from the swag shop.
2, a hoodie. Give him a
Coming out of
hoodie.
Phil's budget.
Give him a hoodie. A
Hoodie
white.
and one of the new Smartest Man shirts coming out.
Get one of those new. Finally, we got a Smartest Man.
No
t-shirt.
paintings,
brother.
No paintings.
You're watching the Tape Never Lies Network, you butterface cunts.
Yes. You're watching the Tape Never Lies Network.
So head over to the tapeneverlies.com, sign up. We hit 750.
750.
Yeah.
750 is the goal.
Give away 2 things from the swag shop.
2 things from the swag. Keeping it 100. The 100th episode. The 101 episode will be next week with Courtney Cronin. Will be joining us again, letting us know about camp, final cuts, her thoughts on the Chicago Bears. Honestly, Courtney Cronin is in that category, Shane, of friend and good people. Just get that out there. I'm looking forward to seeing what she does a great job covering the Chicago Bears. I'll tell you that.
Shane and Phil are the axe and slash of the sports world. Individually, they are fine. They're good. I have no problem. But together, they form the greatest duo of all time. So make sure you're listening to the Tape Never Lies Network.
Adam Rank, look at this guy. How do you not love that guy? One of the
That's a great area to get drunk on a Friday or Saturday evening in Rosemont. Highly recommend it.
Oh,
Evenings
that's
are very easy.
That's where Drunk Cars comes out, Will. Will Mookie Hill is looking for drunk cars.
Drunk Cars gonna be at the Lions game, right?
Good content.
You're gonna be at the Lions game with us.
Yeah, man.
Correct.
I am. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Drunk Cars never shows up anymore. He's on sabbatical. We'll figure that out.
Comes back on Friday.
You isolate sabbatical. The way he said it is perfect.
His tongue's having trouble.
I thought Shane was going to hit this when he was like, when Tom Brady's in the huddle, it's like an auctioneer.
So let's get the auction underway. On the first cow here, who's got 55? 55.
That's slant pass. That's a slant pass.
Slant.
Yeah.
Slant. Listen, Cars, it's going to be there. Detroit, Cars, you missed it. David Kaplan has gone on the record. He is going to treat TTNL. He's picking up the bill. If the Bears, let me get it correct. Do we have it? Does someone have it written down?
Over 4 wins.
So they gotta have 4 wins. Yep. When we're there in Chicago, they have to have 4 wins. If
they have 4 wins, Cap is taking us out for dinner that weekend that we all come. He's taking the bill, he says. He's already texted me. He's like, I had so much fun on the show.
We're going Sizzler, Phil. Like, it's going to be the best Sizzler you have ever had.
Do they still have those out there?
Maybe we'll do an Applebee's.
I don't know. I was thinking maybe Chicago Cut is what I was thinking.
Why would you want to? How can you go from Sizzler to Chicago Cut? Like, you really want to step down?
Then let me do what I had to do.
Oh, terrible.
Oh man.
Oh my God. It is a show. I love this show. Keeping it 100. Obviously, the season hasn't started, but BHL, Shane, over 10,000 views on BHL, the best post-game show on the Chicago Bears out there. And I spoke to Ivan Vargas before he became a part of this network, and he was telling me, and I'm paraphrasing Ivan, he's like, listen, yeah, a lot of people go to watch Cap and them after the game, but the real truthers are coming to BHL, including myself. I want to see what you and Shane are going to say and feel. And you fans have been so supportive of that.
10,500 we're at.
10,500 views.
Preseason game 1.
Preseason on a fucking Saturday, there was 800 and some people.
None of them were bought neither, Mike. But anyways, go ahead.
I'm just no, seriously. It's the 100th episode of Keeping It 100, but we're coming on to year 3 or season 2, however mass Shane has here. But I feel like, what we're doing here is a testament to everybody. Honestly, and I'm not joking around. From Ron G and his graphics to Caden Whitlow and his intros and the graphics and videos that he does, and the new guys, Alan and Ivan, bringing their production and their creativity to the table. Alan just isn't funny, but everything else he does is very good. And then
he is in his own mind. He is in his own mind.
In my own realm, Phil.
Yes.
In my own realm.
But you are very good at capturing the moments, and that's what I want.
He brought us this.
I love balls.
Exactly.
Alan Bratcher.
At Bratcher,
there's balls involved. He's there.
And we even got Claudio on a fantasy football show because of Alan Bratcher. Because we were going to go Bratcher, Jackal, and Ivan. And Claudio's like, fuck that. You only get 11 views. No, I kid you. I kid. I'm just kidding.
I kid.
Claudio,
I graciously give
You said
Claudio
35,
I am
Claudio.
not a fantasy football guy at all. So.
I know. And that's why me and Shane aren't on that show with you. Because I played fantasy from the beginning. But I'm excited about the network.
Yeah.
And if you're just tuning in, I think this needs to be played one more time before. I wanted to do bear up, bear down. Someone put it up. I got to get it up. I wanted to put it,
That's what you wanted?
it up today, bear up, bear down with Clay Harbor.
We'll save it for the season.
I know, but instead, I'm going to play this because this network was built on an idea. Basically, my creativity, but Shane's masterful, as Zorich said, puppeteering. Phil, people watch the tape never lie. And this is a true story. I could hear him on the phone. We need to call the network the Tape Never Lies Network. You're always fucking saying it. The tape never lies, motherfucker. The tape never, and you've shown it and shown it. I'm like, you know what? That's a great idea. And that moment, it was born, and Cherie, who's not here tonight, believed in us. Cars believed in us. And I can't say enough how important those two people were in the infancy of this. Because a lot of people could say, I'm here for you, bro. You need anything, bro? I'm here for you. They're never there. But I can honestly say Cars and Cherie were there as we transitioned in this. And then you're seeing, obviously, Cherie's not here tonight. She's fine. She's just very, how would we say it, Shane? She's taking it down by her job right now. It's
work is
causing her. Yeah, she's got
a good summation.
Well, I heard
Work.
Will Mookie
got a
Hill
new
was in
man.
town,
Work.
so it's either Will's in Virginia or Cherie's working a shitload of hours. It's one or the other.
How many likes are we at,
Could be both,
Ivan?
Shane.
How many likes are we at?
We are at 294.
297.
We're 6 away. 3 away.
297.
297. Here is another
Was that
guy.
Alan Vargas? Was that Alan Vargas that answered?
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, I'm glad we
Just went up.
noticed. The kid that took the first seat chair right in front of the teacher. Oh, I got the answer. Ooh, me. Just
And,
right
and
there.
Logan, what the hell? What the hell,
Yes.
Logan? I thought we were there's another
Where's
guy in here.
Ivan?
What the fuck?
Claudio and Jackal.
What the
I-
fuck?
his-
wait,
I know I'm quiet waiting my turn and shit, but like, come on, Logan.
Listen,
you can't just write me off.
Listen,
He's been
Logan-
screaming for that for a long time. So
Yeah.
yes, but Logan
You're
thinks
included.
the UK office
He
is
just-
funnier than the office in the US. So he loses a lot
Oh,
of
shit,
that. That's why
301.
Lot
we
of
couldn't
cred
just
right
go
there
with
down the
Jackal.
What?
So 301, Shane.
Hey.
Giving away a T-shirt right here. Keeping It 100 or a TTNL. To Shane, do you have a trivia question? We're going to watch the chat again.
You got one, Shane?
Here we go.
Wait, you've got one?
Everybody pay attention. Pay attention.
Bratcher, don't worry. We'll tell you the answer after.
All right,
How
Shane,
many
go.
hours late is Bullets with it? No. Go ahead.
All right, Shane, go.
You
All
have
right.
one.
Sorry.
Cars just saw the text. Cars just saw the text message I sent.
Cars got the
Cars
keys
just
to the
saw the
drops.
text
It's all
message.
He's got the keys to the drops.
Sorry.
Cars has the keys.
Itchy trigger finger there. My bad. Let's go.
All right. Let's do this. Who was the Chicago Bears' second first-round draft pick in the 2003 NFL draft?
Okay. Who was the Chicago Bears' second first-round pick in the 2003 NFL draft? I know this, I think.
All I know is Claudio
First
should
one
know this.
in the chat.
I have no clue.
Keep an eye.
Claudio should
Yeah,
be
I think
Is
Claudio
it my
in on
guy?
this.
Is it my
Oh
guy?
my God.
Sexy.
Here it is. Alexander.
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 Claude fucking taps out. Immediately.
You're asking me. You're asking them. I don't need a t-shirt.
Number one, yeah, I got no fucking clue. Been promoting the dude for 2 years on this network.
Claudio doesn't
on,
remember
Claudio.
anything
All right.
before 2010.
Who was it?
Alexander Odin. Onderdonk.
Underdonk. That can't be your real name. Is that?
Maybe it's not. It might not be your real
I do
name,
like
but
that on the
Jackal.
back of it. We're not going to put Onderdonk on the back of TTNL swag,
Hell of a
Alexander.
jersey
Can't-
right there.
That's one of those ones that goes all the way around.
Yeah.
Send your
Underdog.
Rainbow.
Alexander to Chris Jackal and give us your real name there. We promise we'll keep your full government.
What if it's his
name.
real name and now he's pissed?
you guys
He's
just
like,
shit
"Fuck,
I
on
know.
okay."
Holy
I mean, to your
shit.
credit, you didn't threaten to do anything to his mother. So, I mean, there was
Let's not.
made.
Let's not.
There was
The
progress.
night is young. Don't worry. The night is young.
There's only
it's-
one mother. There's only
Okay,
something.
We got time. We got time.
It is
left,
his
bro.
last name, he said.
Oh,
We love it. It's
We
fun.
got a Stonebreaker, an Onderdonk. We got everything. He's a
I
very
love it.
nice
Fucking
dick
love
that
Oh,
See.
Lordy.
pushing the patrons to 750 tonight. If we get there.
So,
Cars
Mr.
keys,
Underdonk.
card keys. Go ahead.
Donk.
We got
Yeah,
it.
reach out to Mr. Jackal. And we'll get you set up with some
Make it
swag.
happen.
Before we get to our next segment, I just want to reiterate for those just tuning in, I think it deserves another listen and another showcase for every Steph in the world that's watching this show. Gotta be a fan of this. I just want to give it some perspective here on TTNL. There's a lot of hard work and pride, determination, as my father would say, that goes into writing music, writing lyrics, and then taking that track that you've finally worked on that is complete and then handing it over and putting video to it, because this is a show, not a podcast. So then somebody sitting there listening to a song, dun, 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 dun. It's one thing, but the visual goes along with it. And I think Ivan Vargas deserves a lot of fucking credit and a shout out for the work that he did, as well as Cool Kennedy, producing this new show and new music for our network. All original stuff. Here it is. We debuted it, world premiere, the second time.
My
Cars
ego's way too
keys.
big now. It's way too
For Lord Cars.
Hear ye. Man to the people.
You know it's cars keys. Let's get it started up. Give me the car keys. Lakeshore Drive. Blog boys drive away with our texts like car thieves. Breakdown, we study tape and thrive.
Analytical preparation, that's what cause is given. Cars don't discriminate, teaching the men and women. Each and every week, bears nerd to get your focus. Never manipulating stats, lore, cars no hocus pocus. Cars keys, they're never lost. Checking source, never gonna find a better scouting report. Cars going live with the smartest man, my bestie. Deciphering holes on the defense like Getsy. New show, uniforms, orange with the dark sea. Tape never lies, patrons, this is Cars
You know
Keys.
it's cars keys. Let's get it started up. Give me the car keys. Lakeshore Drive. Blog boys drive away with our texts like car thieves. Breakdown, we study tape and thrive. We gotta break down tape like detectives. No hot takes, just real football perspectives. The Bears nerd dropping science on his terms. TTNL giving Bears press like a perm. Other networks is off with the heads. Stats plus film equals football cred. Analysis like Data Ted tries to shred. McCaskey's letting me cake, we keep the 100 crew fed. Cars keys, let's get it started up. Give me the car keys. Lakeshore Drive. Blog boys drive away with our texts like car thieves. Breakdown, we study tape and thrive. Lord Hines in his party, fill up a goblet. Lord Hines in his party, fill up a goblet.
Yeah, you look at the tape.
Yeah, you look.
Yeah, you look at the tape.
That's it. You looked at the tape. Great job, Ivan Vargas, the new addition here. He's like Johnny Gill coming into new addition.
There are a lot of listeners. There are a lot of listeners who may not understand who that is. Yeah, that's we are old now, Phil.
Google it.
Like,
I know I'm old.
Wow, Johnny Gill references.
Johnny
Jackal,
Gill.
Did you get the info from our last winner?
I have not got anything yet. No.
Alexander, please.
I want to be really careful on the last names.
Got his name though.
Listen, when Cars rolls up, he takes the clip. Cool Kennedy actually grabs the clip of me saying, "Lord," that's from the show. Then the music is from the show, sampled, put into a beat, and you, Ivan, freaking created that graphic of cars rolling up on a fucking horse. And I just started cracking up, man.
You guys have to understand, when you get a text from these guys and they're like, we want you to take a picture of yourself staring off into the distance. And I'm like,
it'll be fine.
Nothing
to worry
about.
Like,
no worries.
You did a great job, Cars.
I mean, I'm like, what is this gonna be? I have no idea. I preemptively.
You're so bad. Somebody got you.
I think I got myself. So, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Sometimes we got to take care of ourselves.
Exactly. I was rambling.
No, it was awesome. And you're right. We ask you to do a lot of things, and that's important for the network to do these things. So Jeffrey we can have some fun.
Jeffrey Burton's the only one that's gotten the joke so far.
I have no idea what this joke is.
Look down. Look down.
Oh, there you go.
We're all underdogs.
We've all became the underdogs. The underdogs of underdogs family here. Johnny Gill, though. How much fun did you have doing that?
It was a blast, honestly. Like it took 3 days, but just the back and forth. I was up pretty much all day doing that, just getting the vibe of it. I mean, the flute, just like listening. First of all, listening to Cool Kennedy's beats and listening to like the music and the stuff that we're gonna get to do and stuff, like with Keepin It Fantasy. Yep. It's just like, I could have fun with this. Like I could really go ahead and I could see what he's putting out there, but like it was just a blast, like especially using Cars' face on some of the things and then just kind of put it all together. It was really fun.
The pimp outfit is now requested for my Halloween costume this year.
Yes.
So
we definitely need you to wear that. Detroit.
Oh, I would absolutely do that.
Shane and I will buy that for you. We need
Yes, we will.
The fucking Cosmo Kramer. What was that? Remember he wore that?
Oh yeah, the
Yeah.
fur coat. Oh yeah, no problem.
That would be
Absolutely
good.
no problem.
Wearing that around Soldier Field to Detroit Lions week would be great. But yes,
He'll have to wear that to dinner with Cap, right?
Oh, that would be phenomenal. Eric Kramer will be there too.
Yeah. We roll up in
Cars
Chicago
shows
cut,
up.
and Cars is wearing that pimp suit on the way in. That's gonna be must see TV.
If only he had his Tesla, which just drove him up by itself, and the door opened, and he got.
I've got to rent a 1980s Oldsmobile for that
There
car
you
trip,
go.
8-track player and all. If that's how I'm going to
There
roll
you
with
go.
it, we need the whole thing.
There you go. Well, all I'm going to share with you, Ivan, because listen, producing video, I do it all the time with all the videos. So Shane, but backstory, you will always keep it 100. He's like, Phil, give it to Ivan. Let's see what he could fucking do. Let's see how creative. And I was so impressed. You nailed it. I was proud. I was like that proud coach when you see you're coaching and you just did it. So I'm glad you had a lot of fun. And I'll share. Shane text me like, that was fucking awesome. Has Cars seen this yet? I go, no. I was going to share it with him on the show. I'm sure Shane had to give it to you though.
No, my wife sent me screenshots
No, you didn't?
from when she was watching it in bed, and she's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "You might want to sleep downstairs tonight, honey. There's no room for you, me, and my ego in this bed."
There you
so, yeah.
Well, our egos have been honestly on fire. I've been looking forward to tonight all day. I don't remember the last time I so looked forward because I have so much in my brain that goes on. Like I want to make sure I talk about this. I want to make sure I talk about that, but I never write it down because I just almost like somebody who sets their alarm. Some people don't set their alarm. They just wake up. I don't know how the fuck they do that, but they just wake up on time. I have to make sure I set my alarm. See, like you, I have to. So
I got 8 alarms going. Like there's every 15,
like my daughter.
There's 3 every 15 minutes, and then after that it goes every 30 or something like that. So
if I tell myself I have to be up at 4 a.m., I'll wake up at 3.
That is fucking crazy.
An alarm? The fuck is that?
Yeah, I don't.
You're that way too, Jack?
Yeah. Plus, you guys have never met my daughter, so
I got 3 kids. One of them, Shane. I'm up at 5 a.m. every day.
Well, I'm saying, can you do what Shane does?
Yeah.
Can you just say, I got to be up
my
at
mom was
Shane,
the same way. Yeah.
I can't do that shit. No way. I gotta make sure.
The anxiety clicks in.
Put the alarm
Wakes me
away
up.
from the bed, so I have to get up and go over there and shut it off. That's what I do.
That's smart too. That's smart to make.
Cut your feet
I'm
up,
a guy
broken
that
glass.
Brad just walks out to get the
bottles or
fucking
anything?
newspaper, and the fucking bells and whistles go off. Time to get up. I'm outside
Fucking
my
SWAT
range.
team's jumping down already.
I'm a guy that once the alarm's off, I get right up.
Yeah,
so I'm
same.
up. Are you
Can't do
that
that
way, or are
15
you
alarm guy.
like Ivan, keep pressing fucking snooze?
Ugh,
I'm
Shane-
up. I don't snooze. I just sit there and wake up for 5-10 minutes because I'm kind of like Shane. If I need to wake up at 4 to get moving, I'll wake up at 3:50, lay in bed for about 10 minutes to get my senses, and then I'm up and going.
Yeah, be pissed off at the world. Say, I can't believe I got to get up this
Cry a little
early.
bit.
And
Yeah,
Can't
exactly.
believe I gotta walk to the other room. Oh, Cars. Poor guy.
Oh my god. I hate when people say they don't talk to themselves. That's all I do. I'm like, fuck, I'm so up so early, so fucking tired. I'm having conversation. Are you
Stupid
saying
ass,
this?
Why'd you stay up late? Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I feel like Danny Glover in the Lethal Weapon movies. I'm too old for this shit. Why am I still
exactly.
here? I'm 6 days away from being done with this. What is going on?
you know what I hear when I'm
It
tired?
was the 100th episode, Shane. I know.
You know what I hear when I'm tired?
Shout out Tape Never Lies. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. From the fans in the stands to the follows on the gram. Thanks for your support, showing love in the DM. We stay Spencer strong, fight together till the end. Now it's time to shout out worldwide friends and fam. Like
the network that keeps it real, 100 crew. So many in the world that I gotta show love to. For some this part, signal show is at its end. But for me it's so important, thank the charter members and the fans. Built the network, speak the truth through the tape. Never run around the truth, no narratives we create. Set them straight, no bubble screen on 4th and 8. Audio Jane getting nervous cause keeping them up too late. That's it, no more to say they get the shot of vital. But hurry up cause the postman's getting homicidal. Shout out,
I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too. Shout out. I know you hear me, baby. Shout out. I know you see me, baby. Shout out. We gotta holla at you. Keep it 100 crew. Gotta show love too.
The network that keeps it real. Sense is strong.
There we are. Tomorrow night, BHL is back again. Week 2 of the preseason. The guys will be back. The guys being me, Shane, Coach O will be live tomorrow night right after Bears Seahawks. Join us live again tomorrow night. Shout outs. Who wants to go first? Raise your hand. It's the last night. No one wants to go first.
I think Jackal should go first.
There you go.
I appreciate it, Cars.
Ladies,
Christopher Underdog. Go ahead,
Underdog.
Just step aside, Butch. No, I'm going to start by saying this. Hey, congratulations.
One of the divisions Underdog in fantasy football.
100%. Done deal. It's happening.
Is he a patron?
He's even in the. I hope you're a patron, Alex, because you need to be in the fucking league now.
Yeah, get in the league.
You know how.
But congratulations, boys. 100 episodes.
Go ahead.
You guys are assholes.
You were on mute.
You were on mute.
Who muted me?
Nobody.
I think it was Cars.
No.
Go
We're
ahead.
supposed to stick together, Cars, man.
Who gave him the fucking keys to this thing? Jesus.
No, seriously. Hey, guys, congratulations. 100 episodes. Pretty fucking phenomenal. You guys, a lot of haters out there. And
You want to tell us to fuck off?
Nah,
Jackal?
just
Okay.
Phil, but but no. In all seriousness, guys, congrats. And then just to circle it back to myself, no, my little man Cannon, my little baby, he had a doctor's appointment today. He's got a little something going on, nothing too serious, but he's got to have some stuff, some follow up, and some bullshit. Needless to say, today was a little nerve-wracking for the guy, but things turned out well. So I'm just giving a shout out to my little man Cannon. So the rest of you guys, be a friend, tell a friend, and reach out to somebody if you're thinking about it. So there you go.
Killed it.
Yeah.
There you go. Chris Jackal, a part of the new show, Tuesday nights, Keeping It Fantasy.
Keeping it
here on TTNL. Get your fantasy questions, your debates.
Nobody likes brag.
Yes.
I love it, Phil. I fucking love it.
There you go. I'm a little older dunk. Alan Bratcher. You have any shout outs you'd like to do tonight?
I got a few, yeah. First and foremost, the guests you had tonight, they nailed it. Zorich,
yes,
he killed it. Harbor killed it. Kaplan killed it. Like always, love the stories. I was eating chips in the back. Yeah, I was. I was a fan sitting in the back watching the show. I wasn't on a lot tonight, and I was happy with it. So I got to watch a great show tonight. You guys did an amazing job with them. Loved it. Loved the fans tonight. You guys were killing it in the chat. But the one that I have to reach out to is Thundergirl 80 here. She put it up early in the chat, and I have to say, the fact that you were vulnerable enough that you shared this with us, it's an amazing thing. I'm rooting for you. I'm supporting you. Whatever you need, we know that we're all here for you. Thunder Girl 80, hats off to you.
Well said. Well said. Thunder Girl's been with us for a long time. Supporting the network, supporting her move.
Yeah.
Be vulnerable like that. Thank you. And always TTNL is going to be there for her and all of you guys. And Thunder Girl has sent a video, Shane, that Ron G. I keep
Newest invention here is called the.
That can't be the right one, but I don't know. Maybe you got it.
Ron G has closed out the videos. You don't have to apologize that you didn't get to it. Life is too short and busy and things happen, so it's perfectly fine. But the amount of you that did has been immense, and Ron G has a lot on his table to compete with Ivan and Bratcher and the things that these guys are producing. Ron G is going to set the bar, he says. Set the bar. I can't wait to see it. Claudio, the barber.
Yes, sir.
Also
Listen,
a part of
100 shows. I thought it was only going to be like 17 a year, but I guess
doing the show a while.
See you next year.
we got more to go.
Hi, guys.
Claude thought it was going to take us.
Is he going to hit the post on show 101 though? That's
101.
That's the real
Put a
question.
bet on that. So first off, Smiling Cashews, first dude I saw in the pre-chat. I always look that up. I'm always amazed at people that go on and talk. I mean, I looked at it earlier today. There was like 3 people in there.
Like
talking
2 days early.
2 days early.
Wow.
So
Crazy.
whatever.
Reminder.
Yeah, so another few guys, people in the chat. Obviously, 100 shows. There have been people in this chat that have been here for all those 100 shows. So shout out to all you, of course.
Yeah, man.
But some of the new people I haven't seen. Lift for Pancakes. Tareen Whitfield has been in there today saying some good stuff. Tareen. Kurt
He's a big fan.
Baldviga. Sonder Creation Studios giving us love just a little bit ago. Vincent Bernal. So those are those guys. And then the show that we're about to do, obviously Jackal and Ivan, shout out to you guys. We're going to have fun. But Cool Kennedy for the song. Ron G for helping out with the graphics. You guys are going to like it. It's going to be fun. It's going to be it's going to be a dope
good
show.
time.
Yeah. And then last, I got to shout out my daughter, Ava. She's 16. She just got her first job.
Let me get the clip ready. Hold on.
No, don't.
I said daughter. I'm like, shit.
I said,
Load the gun up.
I'm gonna shout out my daughter. First job. I'm proud of her. And
going to hit the button.
Phil, she's at Mazzucato's, a bakery.
Oh, there you go.
Go check her
Yes,
out.
Italian bakery.
Italian, yeah. And
awesome.
I got to deal with my girls. I tell they get a car. I'll pay for their insurance. They got to have a job though. If they don't have a job, you don't get insurance. You don't.
Good dad.
So
there you go.
Boom. She's working.
Got to teach him to
Very
fish.
proud of her. Yep. So,
Now, who is that? I couldn't hear.
Ava.
Oh, Ava. Congratulations, Ava.
Yeah.
Claudio and his beautiful daughters and his nice
Get some
shotgun.
cookies, bro.
Tweedly diddly dee.
I'm waiting for it.
She ate in Philly at a concert, right, Claude?
Oh my god.
What's up, Phil and Shane?
Oh,
it's your best buddy Braggs. Keeping it 100 episode anniversary. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Congrats to all of you. And fuck Cars 2.
Oh, boy.
Saw that coming.
Who's that? Who is that guy?
Who?
Never
The
heard
cars
of
ran out of the room. Yeah. What's going on there?
Sorry, I didn't throw up.
Lee, what the hell is going on?
What is the hostility? Greg.
Gangsters, what's up, guys?
There you go. Greg
being
Braggs saying happy anniversary, but taking shots at cars.
Good choice,
man.
Ronnie Rizzo. Good choice.
Anyway, there's another shout out on the 100th episode of Keeping It 100. That brings us to you, Cars, for your shout outs. Did you want to shout out anybody?
Who knows?
What happened to the music?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. What's going on with the music here?
I don't know. So
Shane dropping the ball.
You're gonna have
Shane
to.
It was there.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
So first and foremost, shout out to the girl at the dispensary today that was wearing the Dare shirt. I found that hysterical.
That's the
and,
best.
and when I looked at her and I said, Dare just made me curious too, she didn't know how to react. So shout out really most importantly to her first.
What'd you get?
What was she doing?
She was wearing a Dare shirt.
Drugs. What was the acronym? Drugs.
Drug Abuse Resistance Education.
There it is.
Oh, there.
She was wearing
all
learned a lot.
recreational drugs in excess. I thought.
Oh yeah, just made us all curious. I do want to shout out Phil and Shane. Thank you for giving me a chance to basically bore people every week with Excel sheets. I'm looking forward to it. Shane will hate me in about 8 days. 8 days is really rough and tumble when I get it, but no, really appreciate it. Thanks everybody. 100 episodes. If you would have told me when everything happened that we'd be here 100 episodes later, still going, I would have told you absolutely so. So I'm glad to see it come to fruition. But that's it.
I think you gotta hear what he said, dropping the mic there. He believed it. That's what I was telling you before. That is a great shout out, Cars. I truly appreciate it. I'm so excited, honestly, about your show. Cars Keys on the Patreon channel, thetapeneverlies.com. Sign up, become a patron. Did we get anywhere close to that mark?
My guess would be no. Let me look. Hold on.
All right.
313 likes is what we got.
Anthony Gordon, where are you?
No, we did not.
Okay, so we didn't make the hoodie double swag tonight.
And
Ivan Vargas.
Hold on, 4 bullets because we didn't hit it.
I was just about to do it.
Fuck yourself. There.
There you go. Cars is
I'll get there.
producing.
Nerd alert!
Ivan Vargas, aka Johnny Gill. My. You have some shout outs.
Yeah, I do. I got first I'll shout out you guys. I'll shout out you guys 100 shows. Congratulations. I'm happy to be a part of it. Happy to see what the other 1,000 shows in the future have in store. Also, the last one I want to give and I hope I get his name right, but he was at the Bears game. I was walking across the street headed towards Michigan Avenue, and I just spotted this bright orange TTNL shirt, and I just, happened to stop him. Was like, hey, what's up? He recognized me, James Henley. If I got it wrong, man, I'm sorry, but I was trying to remember. My phone was dead. I was trying to get a hold of Phil knows we were trying to get a connection so I could be on BHL, tell you what I saw. But James Henley, if you're out there, man, thank you for representing. I appreciate it. I told you I was going to shout you out. So if you see this.
He's a patron. It's Henley.
Yeah. Okay.
James Henley.
Yep. Send him some more swag. Give him a shirt. Keeping it 100 shirt.
I got Anthony's email. We're good.
There you go.
Fell asleep.
Trying to get our.
His dad told me. All right, man, be nice.
We're only 3.5 hours in. You can't stay up the whole time.
You guys only knew what I was doing to try to get on with you guys the hour before. Sorry.
Hey, shout out to all the dads, right? That
fuck yeah.
Do
dads
the dirty
matter, right,
work.
Phil?
Oh yeah. Shout
Except
out to
for Bratcher.
TTNL for the 100th episode of Keepin It. Thanks to the crew, the patrons, the fans of the show. You might not know it, but you are all a part of my life in a huge way. Thanks for everything. Steph Froyland being vulnerable and honest. Shane Marsaw.
Yeah.
What?
Everybody here it.
I can just
Get the drops away from
How
cars.
fucking
You guys did it.
Take the keys away from
Could've
cars.
just
I wish we could just have Cars' thing float up onto like his little.
Cars
box
doesn't
so you
even
can float
realize
to the
that
top.
text message that I sent him earlier, his wife is now in possession of. So he doesn't even realize that. So
I'm all knowing. I just assume basically at this point that that's how this works.
So yeah, I want to shout out everybody with TTNL Network. Like I said, it's a process that came along very, very quickly, but something that Phil and I have been wanting to do for a long time. 100 shows of just this show is important to put out there. I mean, you're talking about a 3 to 4 hour banger every Wednesday night. It's crazy. But nice name there, Jackal.
Fucking asshole.
Love it.
I just Cars goes. He just texts me, goes, "I love your new name." I'm like, get this guy's keyboard away from him.
He's a
So what,
he's
Cars?
a rookie. This is his first time on the
fun.
big show behind the scenes, so gotta let him have his fun. But no, shout out to all you guys, because there is a lot that goes into pulling these shows off and making the content, interesting and funny. And a lot of these shows you can watch over again and still not get bored, even though you may know the news or the outcome of a game or whatever. But one more guy I want to shout out, Sammy the Bull. Saw him in the chat earlier. Always is, in our thoughts. Send him out some positive thoughts, like always. If that's what you do, can't wait to meet him once we get there. Riley and I both in November. It's going to be fun. So hopefully Sammy is up and ready to go, so he can at least make an appearance at the tailgate and at the game. And then the festivities the night before when Cap is paying for our dinner. That'll be fun. But yeah, we'll keep it short. Just shout out to everybody that makes this network what it is, because it's not just this show. You guys know, Phil and I talked about being at a place where it was fun on air always, but maybe not off the air. The brotherhood wasn't what we wanted or what we expected. And this is exactly that. Everybody is in contact throughout the week. Everybody is having fun. There's a lot of ball breaking, but we all have the same goal in mind, and that's to put out the best content possible. And I think that's what we do. And it's only going to continue with even more content every week as we kick off this season, man. We're hitting overdrive, and I can't wait for it. It's going to be a lot of work, but we're going to tackle it head on. So love you guys, and thank you for everything that you do, all you listeners too, because we couldn't do it without any of you guys.
Same to you, Shane.
Well said, Shane Marshall. The Smartest Man t-shirts will soon be in the swag. www.ttnlswag.com. A lot of people come into the show or come into your lives, they let you down or they lift you up. Goal of this show was to always be consistently the same each and every week. And those that get it, get it. Those that don't, get lost. They ain't going to change. And it's always going to be about the truth and everything it started off with, and Ron Brizzle speaking. It's all about incorporating and including a fan base that's fanatical. It ain't about being first. It's about being right, being honest. That is the definition of this network. The secret ingredient is surround yourself with good people. That's what we did. We clear out some of the stupidity, selfishness, and you build with strength. I am so proud to say that I've been a part of almost all 100 shows. Life, as Sonder Creation Studio said, is tough. Some of your voicemails and videos that you've sent has been very vulnerable. And everybody out there that tunes in and looks forward to this show or BHL or whatever it is, you deserve a shout out from me. I'm making my time. I leave my DMs open. I care about people that are honest and wholesome and truthful. Everybody makes mistakes. It's those people that own them that deserve the most effort. Own the mistake. Get better. I have. It works. Life is hard. But if you're vulnerable, if you're honest and you ask for that help, somebody's going to step up for you. And I know this network will. I want to shout out David Kaplan, Chris Zorich, Adam Rank, Kenneth Davis, everybody that sent in a video for the show tonight. You fans that sent yours in, Sandy Tom from across the pond, Isaiah, Ronnie Rizzle dropping bars. We got to get him on a track, a remix track, Cool Kennedy. Cool Kennedy's already working on his next song because I'll be transparent, shouting you out, Cool Kennedy. I love you, bro. You're a brother for life. You're somebody that brings it's like finding that perfect spice. Whoever the fuck was the first person, and I know some people don't like it, but I do, that found cilantro and like cut it and decided to throw it in a dish. That's what Cool Kennedy is. He's the cilantro. And for me, that's an amazing thing. But we have the pop-up shows all the time with Shane, myself, or Cars jumps out, my dad, Claudia, whoever on our patron side, but we never have an intro for it. So I challenge Cool Kennedy again. I'm like, I need a Beastie Boys, me and you trade-off rap, but I need happy pop-up motherfucking show. This dude put a beat together tonight. Before the show, I was listening to it with my sons and my wife at the dinner table. I'm like, can you believe this shit? Yeah. This fucking guy's a genius. So anyway, shout out to you, all of the guys that came on tonight. Clay Harbor, wherever you are, I harbor no ill towards you, but I wanted you to come finish the show. You were awesome tonight. Let's get him back on the show. Thank you, everybody. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, that loves, supports TTNL, wears the swag, jumps in a video, expresses their true emotions, plays the game, plays life with passion, but also with sincerity. To Shane Marsaw, you are an amazing human being and a great person.
It's true.
All the Cars, same with you. Cherie, we miss you. I know you're going to be back. AB, you take a lot of shit. That's what this show is all about. Giving because we love. Giving because we love. Jackal, Ivan, and Claudio, I'm excited about what you're going to bring to the table. And everybody else will be back next Wednesday night. Keepin It 100 with Courtney Cronin. But tomorrow night, it's the best motherfucking post-game show, breaking down your Chicago Bears on the planet. Bears Hour Live will be live right after the game. So I know Shane is looking at his clock like, I got to do this fucking twice. I get it. I want to play one last thing, and then we're out for the night. Love you guys. Tune in tomorrow night. Here's a message from Zeke, one of our fans. This guy went out of his way to send an autographed David Montgomery Iowa State card. I think it's 1 out of 17 or some crazy number to my son Tate.
I want to congratulate Phil and Shane and the whole 100 crew on their 100th episode. Bear down. Justin Fields. It's the season. Appreciate it, guys.
Shane, you had something to say before we wrap up.
Yes, I do. And it's extremely important, and I want everybody to listen up.
Breaking news. The Tape Never Lies Network. Breaking news.
Yo, this is Mike off TTNL Network, coming straight out of the region. Fire Matt Nagy. Fire him now. #sell the team.